the Vooka Breakfast Show. Now, it's a beautiful morning out there, except that today it's cloudy, guys. I don't know, the weather decided to change. So when you're going out, do make sure that you wear just like a small and an extra layer so you don't feel the breeze outside. Now, I hope you're feeling fantastic today, and I hope you're also going to have a wonderful time with us, enjoying the show and also being well informed throughout the show. I go by the name of Berry, also known as Miss Berry Blaze, but to the darker the berry, the sweeter than tuntun. But today we're going to talk about something very nice, the heart of Soweto. The one place that is also known as a tourist destination. But let me just pass it over to more kids in my money.
A very good morning, Mzansi and my Soweto residents. As you see in my background is an iconic Soweto tourist destination known as Vilakazi, located in Orlando West. And what we do here in Vooka is we actually explore different tourist destinations. Tell us about your neighborhood destination where people can visit and we can also explore. So this one, it is known for where Mandela was born, the first black president of the Republic of South Africa. That is where he was born. So if you want more history about the other tourist destination, do make sure to reach out to us. That is what we do right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. It is a good morning. We would like to say welcome and tune in for more updates as I am coming to you with your news, sports and traffic headlines. So right now I am going to head it over to Berry and ask her how is she doing this morning.
Yeah, I'm actually doing okay, hey, except that the weather's a bit, foggy and I don't understand what's happening. But how are you doing today?
I am very good, man. Looking forward to today's day because you know that it is a Thursday and a spiritual, Thursday that we are going to explore more and talk to our viewers and people right there at home. So I am looking towards to today's day. And by the way, you look lovely.
Thank you very much. Just got a fresh cut. And I guess, getting a fresh cut looks good on a person, right? Definitely. But as like Mo said, we're going to be talking about spirituality, a bit of amazing things. So we're going to teach you about how to get aligned with yourself and so much more. I can't just reveal everything. But just know that spirituality is the tip of the iceberg for today. So today, let's go head over to the news headline with more kids in my money.
Good morning, Mzansi. My name is Muiketi Maimane, and these are headlines. Firstly, ANC to announce newly appointed Gauteng Provincial Task Team. ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula is expected to announce the newly appointed Gauteng Provincial Task Team. The task force has been appointed to lead and supervise the reconfiguration of the party structures in the province. Mbalula will outline the responsibilities of the task team in the effort to strengthen the provincial leadership. On the second headline, developing more bodies recovered following the KZN floods. KZN Cooperative Affairs and Traditional Affairs confirmed 7 bodies have been recovered following floods in Lamontville. 2 bodies washed up at Brighton and Insti beaches and 5 missing persons were found. The disaster management teams continue to assist affected residents. Since December 2025, KZN has faced 3 billion rand in flood damages. The province is partnering with social and academic institutions to enhance climate resilience. Flood survivors recounted the terrifying ordeal with water flooding homes by 11 p.m. on Tuesday night and tragically sweeping away some family members. On the last news headline, Adechina's mother to know her fate. The Western Cape Magistrate Court will rule on Annabella Rungo's bail application. Rungo, Mozambican national and a mother of former Miss SA contestant Chidina Aditina, was arrested in Cape Town for being in the country illegally. Her identity documents were revoked after being found fraudulent. She faces charges of contravening immigration laws and identity theft. The state will present final arguments against granting her bail. That's all now for the news headlines. Heading to the football news. Nabi suffers the blow as Kaizer Chiefs is set to face Mamelodi Sundowns without key player. Kaizer Chiefs head coach Nasreddin Nabi is gearing up for a crucial Betway Premiership match against Mamelodi Sundowns on a Saturday. On the 1st of March, which is on Saturday at the Lucas Moripe Stadium. However, Chiefs will be without one of their key players, Gaston Sirino, who is suspended following a red card in the team's previous match against SuperSport United. With Sirino out, coach Nasreddin Nabi must decide whether to opt for a direct replacement for a tactical reshuffle. On another one, Sundowns defeat Sekhukhune to open a 15-point lead. Mamelodi Sundowns beat Sekhukhune United 4-2 at Old Peter Mokaba Stadium, extending their lead at the top of the Betway Premiership by 15 points. Goals by Tapelo Morena, Lucas Suarez, Lucas Ribeiro and Arthur Sales secured their 17th win from 19 matches. Orlando Pirates have 4 games in hand and face a tough challenge. Sekhukhune United stays third despite their 6th league defeat. Coach Jose Rivero suspended for Orlando Pirates match in Bloemfontein. Orlando Pirates coach Jose Rivero got a 1-match suspension after a yellow card for engaging with the 4th official Akona Makalima about at a time during a match against Cape Town City. This 4th yellow card led to his suspension for the upcoming game against Marumo Gallants. It's his 2nd suspension. The first was in February 2023 during a Nedbank Cup match against All Stars. Now, heading to the cricket news, the Proteas have 1 foot in a Champions Trophy semis after Afghanistan beat England. England has been eliminated from the tournament, while the Proteas top Group B with 3 points after 2 matches, same as Australia. Even if they lose their final group game against England, their net rate should see them through for the last 4. Afghanistan's Ibrahim Zadran scored 177 of 146 balls, leading his team to a total of 325-4-7 and eliminating England. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more sports updates and news updates and analysis throughout the show. Do not forget to share your thoughts on these matches with us on social media using hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. My name is Moeketi Maimane, and now I'm going to give you your weather update. After the weather update, we're coming with your traffic update. Back again, Mzansi. Now back with your traffic update. There is a traffic congestion on the N1 northbound at Malibongwe Drive, starting from the ramp at Winnie Mandela Drive, the R511. And also, you have to be careful because there is a congestion on the N1 southbound from Brakfontein interchange to New Road, including the ramp from the New Road. Another one is there is a stationary vehicle on N1 northbound Western bypass after the ramp to the N12 southern bypass, and the shoulder is also closed. The last one is there is a roadwork on the R21 southbound at the ramp to Fort Trekker Road, causing one of 4 lanes to be closed. That's all for now. Please do make sure that you stay updated for your traffic update and you stay safe for on the road and be careful. Right now, I am going to give it to Afriberry as we promised you that we're going to have a jam-packed show. So I just want Afriberry to take you through who we are going to have today on the show. So Afriberry, please take it through, man.
Thank you very much, Mo. I hope you guys are also very insightful when it comes to the news and the traffic. Do make sure that you stay safe on the road and very cautious at all times. So today or later on in the show, we'll be having Vuyiswa Xekatwane, also known as Gogo Mahlodi, who'll be giving us some more information on spiritual enlightenment. Now, I hope you guys will still be tuning in to learn more about spirituality and how to get properly aligned. Stay tuned. We'll be back right now.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Sandton. This is right next to Zondi Hills and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here, my name is Vuyiswa Xekatwane. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. I'm working my man. TC Shabanana Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Panel Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
We are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
First, we've got TCO Wamazibugo with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information.
Yes,
so, looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work or from school,
yes,
right?
Sir. Yes,
Gonna
sir.
give you your daily update. So do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast
Yes,
Show.
All right, Mzansi, that's what we do around here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, making sure that we explore the place that we live in. We are in the heart of Johannesburg, and you guys saw that little clip that we just played for our people right there. That is how you get to embrace the culture of where you come from, guys. So you guys, how do you feel about that, man? About, you know, roaming around the streets and making sure that you get yourself like familiar with some of the streets, because Soweto is a very huge place, and a place that attracts many people from different worlds. So with that clip, man, driving around, and getting to see some of the places that other people grew up in, and embracing till today. It's something that is nice. You are watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. We are streaming live right now on YouTube, but do make sure that you stay with us. This is the energetic start of your day. I want you to be with us throughout the show, as we would like your engagement. We bring you guests from different fields, who are experts and who are going to tell us more. So we make sure that we give you everything that you need to know. My name is Muketi Maimane, aka Max for maximum temperature, the son of Mother Nature. I'm not alone here. I'm with my team on the studio, who I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Good morning, guys, and how are you doing once again?
Yay, morning, Mo. How you doing?
I am good, man. Today I feel like the son of Mother Nature because, I'm aligning explaining myself very well.
The son of Mother Nature.
The son of Mother Nature, man.
This is a new one.
It's a new
Mr.
one.
Mo. I see you, man. I see you. I see you. Good morning, South Africa. Dumela, saubona, molo, huia, mora, taso. I hope you are having a great morning thus far. Welcome. Ke go dumedisa. Ebile ke go amogela to what promises to be your favorite rendezvous. Every weekday morning, Monday to Friday, we will be taking such good care of you right here on Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. And of course, you'll always be hanging out with me, the one and only MOOCEE Mist. My name is Musi Mist, and I'm an international musician all the way from Top Santon, right next to Zondi Hills. And this is just before you get to Fisher Kloof. Like you heard in the ad, man, we're bringing you such great stuff from the heart of Soweto. So welcome. I hope you're going to be tuned in and staying with us throughout the entire morning. We have so much in store for you this morning. So I hope you will be engaging with us across all our social media platforms. We go by Vooka Breakfast Show. So that's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms, as well as using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Tell a friend to tell another friend to tell another friend, tell umngani, tell a neighbor, and tell everyone that you know that Vooka is streaming live with the team right here. Barry, how's it going, man?
No, I'm doing okay. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm okay. Hey.
Yeah.
I
can imagine. Today we wake up to a cloudy morning. No, but of course, we were still striving through this morning, man.
True.
Whether it's cloudy, sunny, rainy, or sunshine, or whatever the case may be, we are taking care of you right here, man, on the Blinko Network. And I can't wait for you to engage with us. Comment, like, subscribe, and hit us up across all our social media platforms.
Definitely. Speaking
Yes,
of weather, do make sure that you stay with us because you're going to be bringing you your weather update.
Yes.
It's still in the morning. You're preparing yourself for work, for school, or to go somewhere else. So we're going to be here. Ask us any questions because that is the importance of waking up, being here with you on the Vooka Breakfast Show. So going to my socials, I see there are already people who have joined in. Please, guys, do join in. As Musi said, share the live so that we're going to have a fun and more engagement throughout the show. So I have a refueler Rasekhanso, a hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Today is the day I have been waiting for.
Yes.
I'm having a great day. I am with you guys all day. Yeah, thank you so much for that refueler, for those warm words. We are also going to be with you throughout the way. Remember, load shedding is suspended, so nothing is going to stop us today. Mixopel Baloi, good morning, guys. I am with you from Brafisha, phase one. Definitely, man. You can greet us, from where you are from, especially if you are in Soweto or outside Soweto. We actually serve anyone right here in Mzansi, right? And then Itumele Ndiale, good morning, Vooka. Show us more of Soweto in that mobile Vooka Breakfast Show. Yo, man. More is coming.
One. Yeah, definitely.
More is coming.
That was the first of many, man.
Yeah.
You know what we do? Like we said in that small ad, that small clip, that we're going to be taking the Vooka Breakfast Show to a town or to a neighborhood near you, right in the heart of Soweto, to get the real authentic thoughts and opinions of people out in the streets regarding everything and anything that they can think of or that you can think of. So if you would love us to come through to you, if there's anything happening that you think would be relevant for us to cover and come through and enjoy and interact and engage with you, do hit us up across all our social media platforms. We'd love to hear from you. And that's just the first of many, guys. You don't know, like, you have no idea what we have in store for you guys. You're not ready, man.
Yeah, man. Let them know about us, guys. Do make sure you do that. Let them know about the Vooka Breakfast Show. I will emphasize, let them know about the Vooka Breakfast Show because it's one of the unique shows that is here in Soweto. I bet you tell me another breakfast show that is best as the Vooka Breakfast Show in Soweto, then we are going to have a conversation. Okay, without wasting any time, remember Remember, the hashtag is hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. You are still with me, Mwiketi Maimane, Afriberry, and Musi Mr. right here in the studio. When we started our show, we gave you your news headlines, sports headlines, your weather update, and your traffic update. But most importantly, we needed to discuss some of the things that are taking part in our country and bring them to you so that we can find solutions to a greater country, right? So when it comes to the headlines that we had today, guys, I am going to touch on based an update that the Secretary General of the ANC, Fikile Mbalula, has made. ANC defense decision to rope in veterans to save the party in Gauteng. Before I get in, deep, I just want to know the importance of, having the experience. Or should we look at the party called ANC in a manner of we don't care anymore who you bring, because the damage that you have made, it's way too deep that you can ever think of.
You see, the thing is, when I'm on them, the ANC now is experiencing a sense of desperation, especially after the elections last year.
Right, yeah.
Right. What has been happening election after election is that the ANC has been experiencing a decline in the number of votes and the number of people who have faith in them, right, and the number of followers of the ANC. And what's been happening is that the ANC is a reflection of a form of itself. I don't know if that makes sense. It's lost a sense of what it stood for when it was formulated and put together back in the day when the fight was just against the system, right? It was against apartheid. But now it's finding itself losing itself, not knowing what they stand for, grasping at straws, not knowing where to turn. Should we bring in new people? Should we bring in the people as the former members of the ANC or veterans of the ANC? Do you get what I'm trying to say? And now, in the failure of keeping or upholding what they stand for as a party, they are finding themselves losing it and not knowing what to do. And people who are at the backlash of that is the people of South Africa, is the society, the general society. We're the ones who are suffering from all fields, from all aspects that you can think of, whether it be employment. We spoke about that youth unemployment is crazy right now. The levels and the rates are crazy, right? Or whether it be sanitation or anything else in between, man. So it's sad, but I'm not sure if the task team will do what it needs to be done, and I'm not sure if bringing in veterans is the smartest idea, but who am I? I'm not an expert. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Yes, sir.
Afri, 2 cents.
Hey, my 2 cents is that aren't they already veterans, Velavel? So which veterans are they bringing in?
Eish.
Let's be honest. The ANC is already governed by old people. I'm no longer going to even call them veterans because they're old. They are very old. Even in parliament, they're still sitting in seats where they're old. They should have retired a very long time ago. So which veterans are they going to bring in? And what's the whole point of bringing in veterans when we need fresh minds? This is when they should be gunning for the youth. People who are for change. People who have ideas on how to bring change. It is time that we change the mindset that we already have. We do not need veterans. We need fresh blood.
Yeah.
What is old blood going to do for us?
Yeah.
Veterans should go and sit down, enjoy retirement, bring in fresh blood, fresh minds, people who come in with fresh ideas and new possibilities. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, definitely. Because the ANC right now, as the update I've just spoken to you about, they have a new leadership structure led by the former National Council of Provinces chairperson Amos Masondo. Masondo was unveiled as the new convener of the provincial task team in Gauteng on Wednesday. The former chairperson Panyazali Sufi was appointed the co-convener. there. So this speaks about the 2024 elections. They said both in Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal, the task team and the leadership, they produced poor performance results. What more poor performance do we need from these leadership? So it's something that we want to hear from you right there at home. It's hashtag Vooka Breakfast show. That's how we start the day, by making sure that we are structuring new leadership as we are going to be aligning ourselves. So these leaders, they need to also align themselves with what the country needs to look like for the future of the young people. I like the phenomenon of young people taking leadership into parties. But anyway, please do make sure that you stay with us. It's hashtag Vooka Breakfast show. We are live on YouTube. Subscribe, press the notification button, share the live with your loved ones so that they can also join the conversation. So moving on right now, we know that we have our what we call culture.
Yes, sir.
Today in history and the word of the day. And then after that, we're going to get into a topical discussion in which we are trying to, bring the fire up, because it's quite controversial. I will announce it to you after we have went to history and the word of the dates are on now, so that I cannot confuse you. Hey, Mo. But anyway, man, anything on your side in history before I go ahead and tell you, because guys, Rona, when it comes to sharing things about our history, sharing things about what happened, it is important. But let me start with the two that I have right here. Right, in 2013, a hot air tourist balloon caught fire over Luxor in Egypt and crashed, killing 19 of 21 people on board. This event took place in Egypt in 2013. Today, on the 27th of February, may those souls continue to rest in peace.
Amen.
The balloon adikalami, but we are not there. In 2005, Hosni Mubarak, president of Egypt, ordered a constitutional change to allow multi-candidate presidential election. Very beautiful, man. Very beautiful. In 2005, Hosni Mubarak, the president of Egypt, ordered a constitutional change to allow multi-candidate presidential elections. That's all from me. Guys, do you have anything to share with our people?
I have one here. In 1827, the first ever Mardi Gras celebration took place in New Orleans. This event now evolved into an annual cultural phenomenon, attracting millions of visitors who participate in the parades, the parties, and the festivities. The last one that I have here says, in 1980, the popular rock band Queen released their iconic single, Another One Bites the Dust. The song went on to become one of their greatest hits and still remains a global dance floor and sports arena favorite, man.
Yeah.
I see there's a lot in history. So for me, I have celebrity birthdays. So celebrity birthdays, Lee Bing Bing.
Mang? Who's Lee Bing Bing?
Lee Bing Bing, an actress. She acted in Transformers Age of Extinction, which was shot in 2014. So Lee Bing Bing, born on February the 27th, 1973, is a Chinese actress and singer. She rose to fame with her role in her 17 years, which was shot in 1999, and since received crucial acclaim for her roles in A World Without Thieves 2004 and Waiting Alone 2005, including Transformers Age of Extinction. The other celebrity birthday I have is Brandon Beamer. So Brandon Beamer was born on the 27th of February 1980 in Eugene, Oregon, USA. He's an actor, producer, and is known for his roles in The Bay, 2010, Days of Our Lives, 1965. And Generational Hospitals. So got Days of Our Lives, who's this guy? He also played Tom Brady, actually.
Oh, very interesting
So if
stuff,
you
man.
watch those old series, those old soapies, Days of Our Lives,
Yeah.
The Bold and the
Yeah, no, very,
Beautiful,
very interesting stuff. We
then you
always
would
learn
remember.
in our segment of Today in History. So I hope, Mwanakokhaya, you took a bit of information and knowledge from all that we shared for Today in History. We know there's a whole lot more, of course, that happens or that's happened and occurred in history. So we'd love to know some of the things that you perhaps might know that we don't here in studio. So if you have anything that you know about anything that's happened or occurred in Today in History, do share it across all our social media platforms. On YouTube, comment in the comment section, and would love to hear from you. Mr. Mo?
Yes, man. Of course, moving to the word of the day
Yes,
for
sir.
today. Yeah. The word of the day today is quibble.
Yes, sir.
Quibble.
Yes.
Right. So, quibble is spelled as the following. It's a Q-U-I-B-B-L-E.
Yeah.
It's a Q-U-I-B-B-L-E. It's quibble.
Yeah.
And what is the meaning of quibble? You might be asking yourself, Mo, quibble, what is it? Quibble is to complain or fixate on a trivial or small detail to avoid the main point of an argument.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. man.
Very.
To complain or fixate on a trivial or small detail to avoid the main point of an argument.
Yes.
So when we are arguing, and then when now you just
Watshwara wa tlogela.
and you just
Yes.
mention things
Beating
that do not
around the
make
bush,
sense.
yes.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, so Mr. Mo, I have an example of a sentence here. So the sentence says, instead of addressing our deeper communication issues, he quibbled over the marinara sauce. Instead of addressing our deeper communication issues, he quibbled over the marinara sauce. Like we just said in Nalamohore, beating around the bush, around Lena. So if you're doing that with someone in a conversation, you are quibbling. That's the definition, and that's our word of the day.
Yeah, so like, would we say quibble is more like squabble?
No.
That's
To squabble,
different.
yeah, it's a different. To squabble from if memory still serves well, ke go ngangisana. We are going back and forth. Yeah,
Okay.
when you did this, he said, she said, we said, coulda, shoulda, woulda. That's a squabble. But to quibble is to go tshwara wa tlogela. You're not getting to the point of the conversation or just the conversation that we're having as individuals. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Ngwanakokhaya, I hope you found all the two segments that we just went through, which is Today in History and the word of the day. Barry, I don't know. We need to start making use of these words in our day-to-day vocabularies
I need to find
and
a
spoken
dictionary
spoken language. You know, we so that we don't just go through these words. We need to start infusing them in our day-to-day vocabularies and spoken languages. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
definitely. Before we get into the squabble with the producer here, let us go into, the topic I just want to have with you guys. I just want to, hear your views and tell me what you think, man. Will you do it? And what will be the reasons of doing it? So a lot of people are finding themselves in squabbles with their partners in relationships. Wabo. And then when you have to get straight to the point, why are you doing it? It
They
end up
quibble.
calling they quibble, right? They quibble.
Come on.
So today I just want to bring something controversial here to the table, and we take it to the people and tell us what you guys are thinking. The question and the topic we're going to discuss is it okay to give your ex money?
Your ex.
Yeah, your ex-girlfriend, the person that you used to date. Is it okay to give them money?
Barry, let me hear you.
Is it because I'm a girl?
No. But
let me say lend, because whatever
I
when you
think
give away, you can give anyone.
I would lend my ex money as long as I get back. I ain't gonna give you money. We done. Why should I give you more? I'm gonna lend you money. You better pay it back.
So if he comes to you and say, Barry, can you please borrow me this amount of money? You're going to borrow him.
No, where your girlfriend at first? I'm a girl. I am a female. You know what? Let me get into this properly. As a human being in general, besides my gender, before, before I could even borrow you money as my ex, I'm first going to ask you first, okay, did you try other people first? If you have a girlfriend, did you try your girlfriend? And I want to know what you need the money for. Is the money that you need for something that is actually a need, not a want?
It's an emergency. We don't pass survey of questions.
No, I give you a survey, my guy.
Either you give me or not. Simple as that. This thing
I
of
give you a
asking,
survey. You're an ex.
like,
I
come
will
on.
give
You
you
can't ask
survey.
if my grandmother Ugodile.
No,
your
for me as an
father
ex, I will give you a survey. You're an ex. Meaning that as soon as you said it's over, we cut each other out of each other's lives. So what you doing back in my life? No help for help.
I do get you because it's based on various factors. Because when you guys have a conversation or a feature, we can still talk, and lend some of the things to each other. But now, how do we set boundaries now? When you're calling at night and lending money.
That's why I said I wanted to hear what Barry has to say, because I feel like I was going to get something. It would invoke something more. No? So
How?
here's my thing. No, not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. I get it sometimes when you hear other people's opinions and thoughts, they spark something in your own mind. No? For me, like you just mentioned, Mo, it has a lot of contributing factors and variables to it. Lapele, why are we in communication in Nalwena, right? It doesn't matter who did what, who broke up with who, what led to our breaking up. But why are we in communication? How is it that you feel like you onale right approach her as an ex to ask for money? Understand? So what comes into play is that we're very different as individuals and as couples and as exes. Your relationship to one person or to an ex could differ to a relationship to another ex. That one you might still be in communication with, and it ended not too bad. It just ended. You guys went your separate ways. Another ex, it could be different. You guys swore at each other. You told each other the way, hey, you better get off. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, but even with all of those contributing factors and variables, like, how is it that you feel like you're entitled to ask me for money? Like, exactly, like Barry said, where's your current person that you're dating? Do you not have friends? If not, like, is there no family? Do you not have colleagues? It's like something, like there's so many people I think you can think of before coming to me as an ex. Understand? And how do I explain it to my current person that I'm dating? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Is it gonna say because the issue with the lady that I'm seeing that in Kanako EO and stuff like that? So I don't know if I would do it if I would lend an ex money.
What about you at home? Will you lend your ex money?
What about
Talk
you?
to me.
What about you?
Now, obviously, I would find reasons to give my ex money and reasons not to give my ex money, right? Because we know how we talk about a relationship. We end up doing things, guys. Open the joint account. So, opened account go rage, babe, I'm gonna pay for you. But now in the breakup, pay back my money, things like that. Obviously, we know there's nature of agreement, which is mutual agreement. Sometimes that nature of us separating might not be, the financial reasons. So leave the financials and face. This is based on emotional being.
But your exes.
Eh?
Your exes.
Yeah, we are your exes.
1 year, 6 months.
And if she comes and she say, Mo, account ka ya rage, eri dumellaning ka yona ya kolotiwa. I would give her the money, man.
Wow.
Out of curiosity, I'm like the only female who doesn't understand this whole objective of having joint account with a boyfriend. I'm like, we are not married. Why are we even having joint account as a boyfriend?
We're building a solid foundation.
But that's the problem. We build. What exactly are we building towards to if you're not going to solidify the relationship that we currently have? Because us taking that step into having a joint account is already us saying that we're already in joint union. So why not just throw once? Why
Things
not
happen,
just get
guys.
married?
Things happen. Remember, Horebatwaban, they prefer doing things before, they tie the knot. Just to say, you know what, tying the knot is going to be the bonus. It's going to be the cherry on the top of the things. Another reason I would give the ex money.
So the account would still remain even after the relationship has ended.
Yeah, it will remain for some time. That's
Let's
when
say
I will
it's 2
decide
years.
Horemfetu.
She comes back,
Yeah.
or she comes to you after 2 years of no communication, no seeing each other, no interaction, no engagement whatsoever, and is like, Mo, bona man, that account arrange that we did.
We did, yeah.
When we started dating.
Twara mfethu.
Is owing money.
Twara.
As my friend.
Could you please help me out and borrow me 5,000 to pay it off?
Yeah.
You would give her.
Yeah, I would give her, guys. I would, you know. And another one, the child support. I know it's different. We all going to give money, but you're not going to lend money. But before Ray fades, and I have a questions right here. Can we break down the term paying back in kind? You know, in a kind manner, paying back.
Well, like Musi said, right? It depends on how the relationship ended. Me, I'll be honest. I don't even talk to myself. And like, I don't talk to my exes. If I greet you, it's your honor. Just saying hello, it's an honor for you. A conversation.
To greet me.
Yeah, just to greet you as an ex, it's an honor. Once we break up, we break up. Like literally no ties at all. So even me greeting my ex, for me, you should say it as an honor, my guy.
I think, Lerona, as people, we need to be careful as the relationships that we establish with the people that we meet, you know, because when we've develop attachment to certain things, you know, and become attached to that. Remember, Hore, it's not going to take me one day to detach from that thing. So,
2 years, Mara. 2 years later, 5,000.
I mean, it's still, Bella, that when she reminds me of the Rage account, I'm like, yo, you know, I remember when I was with you, you know, going down the financial education on knowing how to spend money. So I think financially, you can, you know, you are able to manage money. So take the 5,000 for some certain time. When I meet the next person, that's where we're going to call it an end, and I'm going to focus on my current partner. So the agreement, guys, don't just break agreements like that with your exes.
It's not breaking agreements or anything. But
Yeah.
let me try and give you the definition of paying back in kind. So what paying back in kind means is, it is to return a favor or action to someone by doing something similar to what they did to you. Essentially, getting even by responding with the same type of behavior or treatment. It implies a reciprocal action where you give back something of the same nature as what you received, often with the idea of retaliation or evenness involved. Yeah, man. So I don't know. We have very different views when it comes to this, and of course, like I said, it goes to having very different variables or contributing variables and factors. But we have Refilo Rasakhanso coming through on Facebook in our comment section saying, "I will never borrow my ex money. Noma ikaba emergency jwang. Never if we are over, we cut contact. Even if I see my ex mostrating, I'll just pass by like I don't know him." And then Simami Kalane comes back saying, #Vooka Breakfast Show, good morning. It is okay to lend your ex money. It really depends on the relationship you had and how it ended. Nah, I would. Hey, so Mo, it seems like some people are siding with you, saying that they would, but we have Borifilo and Madam Fifi saying she wouldn't. So, we'd love to hear your thoughts about whether or not you would borrow an ex money for whatever reason. The hashtag is Vooka Breakfast Show. Comment, like, subscribe, and hit us up and engage with us across all our social media platforms.
Definitely. As we promised that we are going to have an esteemed guest today in our segment, Spiritual Alignment, which is Gogo Mahlodi, cultural worker and isangoma. So please do stay tuned as she is going to share more of what you're going to need. When you stay tuned, all you need to do is to listen to the conversation and ask questions that are relevant to the subject that they will be speaking about. So it is 8 minutes past 8. You're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show, your energetic start of the day, located in the heart of Johannesburg is Dobsonville, Johannesburg, Soweto, Dobsonville, broadcasting live in the Blinko studios. Let me take a short break, and this is how your weather is looking like.
Well, yeah, Super Blossom anyway. Yes.
Wow.
You wish it was you.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Sandton. This is right next to Zondi Hills, and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club, I'm out here. My name is Vuyiswa Xekatwane. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. I'm working in my party. TC 7 on Gogo Mahlodi, and of course our station manager, the one and only Manelin Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
Bugile, we are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, one of our do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
First, we've got TC Gogo Mahlodi with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information.
Yes, sir.
So, looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work, or from school,
Yes,
right?
sir.
We're
Yes,
gonna
sir.
give you your daily update. So do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yes, sir.
12 minutes past 8, it is the time, and you are still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. My name is Moeketsi Maimane, and I am with MOOCEE Mr. right here. So please do make sure that you stay with us and stay tuned, as we're going to be bringing you a jam-packed show. What we need from you is just that engagement, so that we are able to recognize you and go with you along the show. If you need to ask any questions, we are here for you. So moving on, we know that there's always something trending in our social media, that speaks to what is happening, especially in our country. So I don't know, Musi, if you remember, when Trump made the statement, and a lot of South African citizens found it as a statement that was misinterpreted in terms of the Land Expropriation Act. So Donald Trump got an information that white people apparently in South Africa, land is being expropriated from them,
Yes.
Unlawfully. So, the guys who are part of the AfriForum party, namely Jaco Kalen Hens, Flip Bice, Dick Hermans and Kelly Creel, along with the AfriForum, they met Trump team to secure U.S. funding for Afrikaner settlement and community infrastructure in South Africa. So, on Twitter, a lot of people are saying these people are committing treasons against our government and our people. So, but arrest them for treasoning. For treason.
Yeah.
Afrikaner nationalists in the USA right now, they're calling for the overthrow of the USA government, and intervene. And Trump must intervene and state, guys, leave white people alone. It's their land. I don't know what you think
Look,
about
man,
it.
the thing that comes to mind for me first is that what is the discussion that the AfriForum representatives had with the administration of Trump?
Yep.
Right? What was the intention of actually going that side without informing the government of the Republic of South Africa? First, guys, let's kamakala. If you hear anything, if you see anything, we're going to be going that side. As the AfriForum, we feel that we need to go represent ourselves, or even represent the Republic in itself, in its entirety, right? And these are some of the things that we're going to be touching base on, or we're going to be discussing when we meet with Trump's administration. Like I said the last time, what Trump, with the signing of the memorandum that he signed, it gives off a sense of white nationalism, like I mentioned the last time, right? And like we agreed on, he was misled and got false information. The noise that was being fed to him was falsified and not substantiated and lacked so much premise and background. And it also lacked a sense of understanding from both sides of the stake, if you will. So, is it treasonous, the act that they did of going that side without informing anyone and taking it upon themselves? For me personally, treason would be stretching it. It would be taking it slightly too far, because treason means that the crime of betraying one's country, especially by attempting to kill or overthrow the sovereign or the government. You understand? I don't think the intention of the AfriForum representatives with going that side was to overthrow the government of South Africa or was to betray it in a sense. I think it was trying to go and give off their side, like I said, because clearly with the signature or with him signing the memorandum, the information is sharp, and we know that it's a very risky thing when you have the story from the one side. Because what the person will do when they're sharing that side of the story is change the story to suit their narrative and to push the narrative that they want to put out into the society. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So without having both sides, you're not going to make sound decisions. And it is it attests in the signature of or in Trump signing the memorandum. So I personally wouldn't think that it is a treasonous act, because I don't think that the intention was to be betraying the country or to overthrow the government of the Republic of South Africa. But was it also, was it smart of them to go that side like that, abruptly like that? I don't think so. I think they could have gone about that decision in a slightly better, more informed way. Do you get what I'm trying to say? By also informing all the opposition parties in the Republic of South Africa, guys, let's come again. We know that we have very different ideals about how the country should be run, right? But we are in a position where we want to take it upon ourselves as the AfriForum to go and consult the administration of Trump and see how we can come to one conclusion, or at least find some common ground and understand each other, and not have these falsified propaganda fueled information being put out into the society. Yes, sir.
I mean, some people will argue that the USA government intervening into the South African affairs, you know, obviously it will speak to what is the administration looking like right now, because we have just found, you know, and newly formed the 7th administration, which is the GNU, the Government of National Unity, right?
Yes,
so the president was also assent to the expropriation bill. And what does it say? Because on the 23rd of January, President Cyril Ramaphosa has signed into law the expropriation bill, which repeals the Democratic Expropriation Act of 1975 and sets out how organs of state may expropriate land in the public interest for varied reasons. You know, it's some of the things that we need to understand when we are going to set some of the laws that are going to take place. Now, if you are going to now create an agenda of you calling in the US government to intervene, it's going to be a problem. Now we are going to segregation, because what you want is not what we want.
I wouldn't call it segregation more. I would speak to it, or view it in the sense that, you know, when other administrations from other countries, especially if we're not coming from the same continent, right? You want to intervene. It's like udulako, and I know it's not the ideal analogy that I'm about to make, but it's like living in Cape Town, right, and trying to intervene in a relationship of people who live in Soweto. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yes, in a general sense, you'll have a general comprehension of how relationships work and what the boy did and what the girl did and who said, she said, we said, shoulda, coulda, woulda. But you are not going to have a real sense of understanding of what things are like on the ground. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So yes, in terms of understanding how politics operates, we get it. But I don't think it really needs to come from a place of being informed, man. It really needs to come from a place of being informed. And that's why the administration of Bush sent out representatives. They sent an ambassador to come and sit down with President Mbeki in the term of President Thabo Mbeki. Guys, what is the democracy of South Africa looking like? This very fresh, fragile, new democracy of South Africa looking like. And Trump did that in his first administration. The first time around, he came into power, like I said, or he came into the presidency. Why did he lack that now? Why did he lack that now? So it speaks to him being or suffering from a lack of being informed. One understand, and so wanting to intervene in matters of other countries with a lack of substantiated information is going to lead you to take the decision misleading batho, and that decisions that are not going to benefit the greater republic in the end. So yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. While you're watching, tell us at home what you think about what the AfriForum did by going to the U.S. government and submitting the memorandum that the USA government should intervene in the South African government and South African affairs. We are hashtag Mzansi Vooka Breakfast Show. Do make sure that you comment down below and tell us what you think. Is it treason or it's not treason? 21 minutes past 8. It is the time right here on Vooka Breakfast Show. As we promised you that we're going to have a Gogo Mahlodi on our spiritual alignment segment with Afriberry. It is something that we're going to move on to after the break. So do make sure that you stay tuned in and comment down below. Share the live, comment, press the notification button, subscribe, and tell your friends that now it is about to get down. Spiritual alignment is what we are heading to right now. Let us take a short break, and this is how your weather is looking like.
Able under the ah.
At 25 minutes past 8, you're still watching the Vooka Breakfast show. As promised before we went to the break, that we are going to come back and head over to the spiritual alignment. We have Gogo Mahlodi, the spiritual alignment, with us right here. He's a sangoma and a cultural worker. So right now what I'm gonna do is head over to them and greet them in the name of being aligned with myself. Good morning Afriberry and good morning Gogo. Ninjani lapho?
Ninjani.
Hey Mo.
How are you guys doing?
Now we're okay. We're doing good. Hey, we're okay. It's a sign. Can the sign come out already? I feel like it's gonna come out very soon. Because I feel like my chakras, yes, more that Kundalini. It's also getting there.
Yeah, definitely. And Afriberry, I promised my people that we are going to be joined by Gogo here. So I actually can't wait for the conversation you guys are going to have, and we want to learn about what is it about the culture of Amasangoma and what do they do. So I'm hoping that information is going to be spread out to people at home, and we are going to be informed, not misinformed with information that you guys are going to give.
Yeah, we don't have time for misinformation, especially when it comes to spirituality and the African culture. Because let's be honest, Gogo, la ngaphandle go tletse dilonyana tse dintsintsi tse di sa tlhaloganyeng ka re batho ga ba builo tse di siameng man ba re tlhakatlhakantsha tlhogo. But before we even go into everything, Gogo, ngicela uzintroduce wazisa abantu ukuthi wena ubani.
Okay, Sanbonani, it's so nice to be here early in the morning. Ngegama, my birth name kidna Vuyiswa Xekatwane, but ancestrally I'm known as Gogo Mahlodi. So for those who maybe are familiar or not familiar with the process, once you undergo initiation, idlozi or the ancestors that call you into the practice, you will often be referred to by their name. So mina Gogo Mahlodi, because my leading ancestor who I guess called me into the practice of ubungoma and initiation. So I stand here representing myself, as a young person in the world, but also the elders that I work with. So
thank you very much, Gogo. So let's go into basics, right? So what basically is a calling, and how does one actually know a true calling from what we now know as a fake calling that is actually coming out in the world?
Yeah, I mean, so first of all, the thing that I always say to my clients and just in conversations with other people is that you would never be the first person in your family to have the calling or the gift, right? So that's always a good place to start, trying to find out who are the people before you who are known to have carried to this gift, because and I think in some ways it's like young people are desperate to connect with their ancestry. I think like all over the world, not just in South Africa, I think across the diaspora, we are seeing that young black people are realizing the systems and maybe the, I don't want to say religions, but like where we've gone with our spirituality maybe doesn't resonate or it's not sustainable. And so there's a deep need and ache to connect with the ways of our ancestors. So I think that's what's happening primarily. But then because I think also because of digital media, social media, people think that the only way to make that connection is through ubungoma, which is not true, right? Because ubungoma is a very specific thing that a person is called for, but actually isintu is larger than ubungoma. Do you know what I mean? Like ubungoma is not the center hold of isintu. So I think, there's like a need or an ache or a yearning for people to connect with the ways of their ancestors, because they can see like systems like capitalism and certain kinds of religions are maybe not for them or not true to their ancestry. And so in the quest for finding that, I think this is where we find the confusion, where people are finding themselves in places where they're not supposed to be. And I would also say it's something that you're born with. So it's not something that happens out of the blue, you know what I mean? So the calling might present itself, or amadlozi might start communicating their needs at a particular age or at a particular time, but it is something that umuntu uzalwa nayo, So even when people oh, why me? I'm like, it was always you, It was
always been you.
and that's the journey of like acceptance and all of that. And I think also because we have become so removed from our cultures and our customs that we no longer have those people that could identify umntwana from when they were young. Ukuthi, oh, okay, lona behavior so or wenza so na, you know, there's the whole conversation now yokuthi uzalwe mbethe wonke umuntu uzalwe mbethe. But anyway, like that's one of the things that people will talk about. Yes, it was maybe one of the indicators, but there's so many other things around, like behaviors and, you know, just like physically how children would act or behave and stuff like that. If I think back, like my calling made me, or like I had a recognition and an understanding that I was called when I was 27. But when I look back, actually, I've been having dreams from when I was a child. I used to experience like deep levels of like dizzy spells and deja vu. Only later on, when I was older and in the initiation process, did I have context for those things. Like, oh, that's what that dream meant. Oh, that's why that was happening, you know? So it isn't something that just like, we have Vooka one day and then you're like, actually, I'm called. That's not how it works.
Sure. So, kahle Gogo, so into ngitshela ukuthi sometimes, because we have had, I'm one of those people who have deja vu moments. So things, for example, mawuthi ekhaya ababoni. How can a person see themselves ukuthi vele fanele enzakala? Ngithi into engiyazi, if something that I've also heard ukuthi umuntu nokuthi ahambe ephehleni fanele abadala bakubonisa ukuthi uyakuphi. Akusukuthi umuntu fanele akulanda athi uzakini. Bayokubonisa or uyothola sofike khona ephehleni. So what are the early signs that people can look out for in terms of being associated nobungoma or umuntu onesipho?
I mean, look, it's different for everyone, and you know, we like there's the whole conversation. So I can also only speak based on my experience and what I've seen, you know, in the community that I'm in. So dreams are like a very big part. So even for me to get to the point where I was like, okay, something was going on, I had a very specific dream. You know, there was a goat, there was isangoma, she was in trance, there was blood, there was, you know, like there were very specific things. And I came from a predominantly Christian family, so I didn't have context for what was going on. But I was like, no, man, you know? And then actually the dreams continued. Like they continued. It was an extension of something, you know, like one dream was an extension of another one. And then now you can connect the pieces. And even Ukobelawam, that's how she was identified, because she kept coming up in these dreams. And even Lang Twase Kona, which is very different to where I thought Ngizotwasa Kona, because she lived in Joburg at the time. So I thought Ngizotwasa in Joburg. But in my dreams, I kept seeing her in this other place, which was clearly in like a rural area, which is where I ended up initiating, because Ngitwase Gobela wag, you know. But Mina, in my human mind, I was like, oh, my Gobela is
it's just around here. Yes!
Like, relax, relax. So all of that came through the dreams, you know. But I think outside of the dreams, there were just things in my life that were happening that I couldn't explain. Even now, I don't know how to explain to you. But in terms of like relationships falling apart, my professional life also just in shambles, like, you know, and all of these things were happening at one time, coinciding na lama poop. You know, so on the one hand, it was the message or the guidance, and then it was like my actual life just falling apart, you know. And at some point, then I was like, okay, if I'm dreaming of isangoma, then I might as well consult, you know, because I can't sleep because of these dreams and all of these.
And you can't even explain them.
Yeah. I did try to speak to my father about it, because he's a little traditional more than my mom, as fathers tend to be. And he also like gaslit me. He was just like, you know, sometimes you dream of things that are gonna happen. But he didn't like say anything.
Fully explain.
You know? So I had to go and consult. And I think I consulted 4 people. The first person was like, no, you need to twasa. And I was like, that's not me. And then the second person was like, you need to toss. And I was like, no, that's not me. And the third person, and then the fourth person, I think at that point I was like, okay, these are all different people and they're saying the same thing. So maybe I need to look into this, you know? And my advice is just to be cautious also. Like, take your time. It knows what it needs and it knows the right time for it to cool. So, ungalhambeli pambil. You know what I mean? Like, just wait.
Guys, and I hope you also do it. if you start seeing the signs, or you may think that yazi nabakithi bangitshela ukuthi fanele ngene ephehlweni, do not rush, because in all honesty, in the world that we live in, believe it or not, kunabagobela abatshontsha izipho. Believe it or not, we live in a dangerous world where a person can literally steal your gifts that you were born with, gifted with, and passed through bloodlines of long ancestry. So knowing when to go and at the right time, they will definitely show you. 100%. When ungajak, relax, tetelu blood. And it's called tetelu blood. It's called asiko. So I also saw that you are a dream analyst. What exactly is a dream analyst, Gogo?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously in my work as a isangoma, and as I was telling you, like the way that I got into an understanding of my gift and my calling was through the dreams, you know, so it's formed a big part of my practice. It's actually one of the core things that I do, dream work. Interpreting dreams, working with dreams, teaching people how to understand their own dreams, and you know, in the time that we're in now, isangoma are now responsible for a lot of things that actually used to just exist within families. Like, it's just a cultural thing, you know. But because, again, of the breaking down of our cultures and, you know, those kinds of knowledge systems, now you have to go to isangoma to kind of like explain to you. But gogo, older people, bo auntie, bo malume, like, you know, there used to be a culture of sharing dreams and talking about dreams. And then uzozu malume wakathi, oh, actually, tina like haya maupupa inkomo kusho ukuthi yabo idlozi or whatever, or in. So anyway, the work that I do is around that. I had a workshop called the Dailo Moya, which was a dream workshop. Primarily it was about creating safe spaces for sharing, for dream sharing, because again, we don't have those spaces anymore, and dreams are very like they're quite private and intimate, you know, so it's not things to share with everybody. So it is important to have safe dream sharing spaces. So the Dialogue Moya was about cultivating that space, and then also teaching people how to work with dream symbols in order to understand whatever guidance that they're getting from amadlozi. And of course, not all dreams are spiritual, but it's about like understanding, number one, what is a dream, right? And then also learning how to differentiate between prophetic dreams, symbolic dreams, ancestral dreams, psychological dreams, you know, those kinds of things. So yeah, that's the work that we do. And then we put together a dream dictionary actually with the participants, right? So asking them to contribute. I mean, we call it a dictionary because it's an alphabetical order, but we just like ask them to like the letter B, like think of a dream symbol, like a bed or a book, or, you know, and then we start to dissect Uguti from a cultural perspective and from a Western perspective, what could this symbol mean, you know? So yeah, that's the dream dictionary.
Hey guys, there is still very many and much more things that we're going to go into. Like, I wonder when we come back, I still want Gogo to at least let us know what are dream symbols and what different animals mean in terms of dreaming. Because we all know, we all dream of animals. Me, I once dreamed a dog. I was once chased by monkeys in my dream. But we'll come back to that one. We're going to head over to the weather, and after that, we're going to head over to the news headlines with Moketsi My Money.
That was your weather update, ladies and gentlemen. If you missed your news headline, here is a recap. ANC to announce newly appointed Gauteng Provincial Task Team. ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula is expected to announce the newly appointed Gauteng Provincial Task Team. The task force has been appointed to lead and supervise the reconfiguration of the party structure in the province. Mbalula will outline the responsibilities of the task team in the effort to strengthen the provincial leadership. On the second headline, developing more bodies recovered following KZN floods. KZN Cooperative Affairs and Traditional Affairs confirmed 7 bodies have been recovered following floods in Lamontville. 2 bodies washed up at Brighton and Enstees beaches and 5 missing persons were found. Disaster management teams continue to assist affected residents. Since December 2025, KZN has faced 3 billion rand in flood damages. The province is partnering with social and academic institutions to enhance climate resilience. Flood survivors recounted the terrifying ordeal, with water flooding homes by 11 p.m. on Tuesday night and tragically sweeping away some family members. On the last headline, Adechina mother to know her fate. The Western Cape Magistrate Court will rule Annabella Rungo bail application. Rungo, Mozambican national and a mother of former Miss SA contestant Chidima Adechina, was arrested in Cape Town for being in the country illegally. Her identity documents were revoked after being found fraudulent. She faces charges of contravening immigration laws and identity theft. The state will present the final arguments against granting her bail. That's all for the news headlines. Now heading over to the sports headlines. On football news, Nabi suffers a blow as Kaizer Chiefs set to face Mamelodi Sundowns without a key player. The Kaizer Chiefs head coach Nasreddine Nabi is gearing up for a crucial Betway Premiership match against Mamelodi Sundowns on Saturday on the 1st of March at Lucas Moripe Stadium. However, Chiefs will be without one of their key players, Gaston Sirino, who is suspended following a red card in the team's previous match against SuperSport United. With Sirino out, coach Nasreddine Nabi must decide whether to opt for a direct replacement or a tactical reshuffle. Mamelodi Sundowns defeat Sekhukhune and they open a 15-point lead. Mamelodi Sundowns beat Sekhukhune 4-2 at Old Peter Mokaba Stadium, extending their lead at the top of the Betway Premiership by 15 points. Goals by Tapelo Morena, Lucas Suarez and Lucas Ribeiro and Arthur Sales secured their 17th win from 19 matches. Orlando Pirates have 4 games in hand and face a tough challenge. Sekhukhune United stays third despite their 6th league defeat. Coach Jose Riviero suspended for Orlando Pirates match in Bloemfontein. Orlando Pirates head coach Jose Riviero got a 1-match suspension after a yellow card for engaging with 4th official Akona Makalima about added time during a match against Cape Town City. This 4th yellow card led to his suspension for the upcoming game against Marumo Gallants. It's his 2nd suspension. The first was February 2023 during a Nedbank Cup match against All Stars. On cricket news, Proteas have 1 foot in Champions Trophy semis after Afghanistan beat England. England has been eliminated from the tournament, while the Proteas top Group B with 3 points after 2 matches, same as Australia. Even if they lose their final group game against England, their net rate should see them through to the last 4. Afghanistan's Ibrahim Zadran scored 177 of 146 balls, leading his team to a total of 325 4-7 and eliminating England. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more sports and news updates and analysis throughout the show. Do not forget to share your thoughts on these matches and headlines with us on social media using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. My name is Moiketi Maimani. Now we are going to continue with the conversation with Gogo Mahlodi and Afri Perry. And I have seen some comments right there on social media. Some of the questions asking
asking Gogo Mahlodi. So right now what I'm going to do is read the question, and whoever is watching right now, you would get your answer while you are watching. So the question for Gogo Mahlodi is, Refilo says, can you ask Gogo, what does it mean when you dream of snakes wanting to bite you? So stay tuned as you're going to get your answers after the break.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Santon. This is right next to Zondi Hills, and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club, I'm out here. My name is Vuyiswa Xekatwane. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. I'm working with my buddy, TC Shabanana Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Manele Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
Bugile, we are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the streets.
Of course, we've got TCO Wamazibugo with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information. So, looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work, or from school, right? I'm going to give you your daily update. So do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, guys. I hope you're still enjoying the show, and I hope you're still well informed, right? If you did miss the news at the top of the hour in the morning, I hope you did manage to catch up with Mo when he also gave you the top of the hour news. But don't worry, we are still here. Boda sansan really mo sansan reducile na Gogo Mahlodi. And like Mo said, just before we go back into what dream symbols actually mean, we're just gonna go through the question ya refile rasakhanso. So are Afri and Mo, can you ask Gogo, what does it mean when you dream of snakes wanting to bite you?
So yeah, I mean that's actually quite a common dream, despite what people think. Snakes are usually symbolic, right? So they can represent our ancestors often. And this is actually for most animals, right? If you dream of an animal, often enough, it represents idlozlagin, right? So it can be totemic, or, you know, in the case of spirituality, it can denote other things, which I won't get into today, but like, you know, like, the general kind of understanding is that if you dream of an animal, whether it's a snake, a cow, a lion, a dog, whatever, it can often represent amadlozwagin, right? But now, when the animals are biting you or attacking you, it can speak to a frustration from amadlozi, or it can speak to some kind of spiritual battle or spiritual war that maybe you are engaged in. The common one for snakes biting you is that there's someone close to you that maybe is going to betray you, right? So, but the thing about dreams is like, and this is why we actually did the dream workshop, is that different things mean different things have different meanings to different people and at different circumstances, right? So in my family, a lion can represent ancestors, right? And then in another person's clan, bloodline, family, a lion can represent maybe umuntu wangaphandle, so not necessarily someone in your own bloodline. Oh. So it is important to and I encourage people to have a dream journal, right? So that you can look back and learn and recognize different kinds of themes to be like, oh, actually, that time Ben Pupe Inyoga in Luma, 2 weeks after that or 3 weeks after that, this is what happened. Or actually, I had 3 dreams of snakes, you know, so clearly there's something there for me to look at, you know. And people want to rely on their minds and their memory. But actually, most of the time, you do forget your dream. So it is important to keep a dream journal. If you're lazy to write down, then just record. And you'll be surprised when you go back how consistent amadlozi are actually in terms of the guidance that they give you.
Okay, but then when you forget a dream, because I forget half of my dreams. I'm literally, when I wake up, I'm literally in a dream state. And then after a couple of minutes, I can't remember what I dreamed of. So what's the solution
of trying to remember your dreams, or what is a thing that I can do ancestrally or spiritually to help me recall the dreams that I had in the previous night?
Yeah. So, I mean, the most common reason why people don't remember their dreams is because of their diet, right? So you could find that there are certain kinds of foods or things that you are consuming that are closing you from remembering your dreams. Because everybody dreams every night, right? It's just that you don't remember your dreams. But like I'm saying, the most common reason is because of your diet. So things that people are eating. That's why even as there's certain things that you don't eat because you need to be clear enough to receive the guidance from Amadlos, right? And even that's why Amadlo's way to used to have practices of like ukpalaza, ukfuta, like ways of, and you know, people think of these things as like, ooh, but they're actually like physiological, like, you know. So maupalaza, you're clearing your chest of mucus, right? Which means that more air is able to go to your brain, which means that you're able to remember better. You understand? So it's like very basic, like it's not a deep, big thing, you know. But things like milk, dairy, you know, because they create a lot of mucus, can also contribute. I've had clients who, because of the hormones that are found in chickens, that can also close them off. Spicy food. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're drinking every night, if you're smoking a lot of weed, those things are going to hinder your ability to remember. But also what I've noticed is that, like, if there is a dream, if there is a message, it will come. You know, I think in the beginning of my practice, I used to be very obsessed with, everybody must remember their dreams. Why aren't you remembering their dreams? But as the years have gone by, I'm just like, you know what? If there's guidance that you need to receive, Amadlozi will even overcome that babalas or that stoned state or that chicken licking or whatever. They will overcome it to deliver the message, you know. But it is true that, like, as you are coming into your awake state, as you are participating, like, in the waking world, then you tend to forget. So this is why it's important to, like, just give yourself 2-3 minutes to record, you know. And I think the other thing that people get caught up in is, like, you have the dream and you want to know what it means, like, as soon as you wake up. And it's like, actually, as an izinto can only make sense in hindsight, you know. So write the dream, move on with your day. As I said, after some time, do a review, and I promise you it's going to be so much more insightful than if you try to figure it out upon waking.
Guys, I feel like there's a whole lot more that we could actually learn about being in a dream state, your different symbols when it comes to dream. I didn't even know different things that I eat block my. I need to go back and look at my diet. Gogo, because me, I eat.
Yeah, it's true.
So I need to literally go back and look at my diet. Yeah. So just before we close off, Gogo, I also noticed that one thing about you is that you're also a cultural worker. So would you also mind explaining that element side of yours?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm proudly South African. I mean, I had to take a moment to be like, am I? But I am, Shem. I'm proudly South African. And before initiating, I was actually working as an arts journalist, particularly working in South African jazz. And yeah, like, for me, it's always been about archive. And I think that's also why, I don't want to say it was natural because I was born a healer, but also like how I came into my practice, right? Because I've always been about archiving, looking back, restoring memory, maintaining memory. So that's my work as a cultural writer, as a cultural worker, but I work mostly in the musical archive, right? So looking at the music of South Africa, what it tells us about where we are, where we've been, where we're going. As I mentioned, I used to work a lot in the jazz space, but now, I mean, I have an event called Skupu Society, and we look at different genres, you know. So I'm going to have one that's about Malombo, then I'm going to have one about Kwaito, and then, yeah, Skupu Society is just like people coming together to think about what is this Skupu. Obviously, because Minangu Koko, people think it's like going to be like, yeah, the first one, people were so disappointed. They're like, where are the drums? I'm like, guys, I have a life outside of Ubungoba. But yeah, that's my work as a cultural writer, you know, just preserving information. And music is one of the major knowledge systems that our ancestors have and that we still have today. So my work is predominantly just concerned with making sure that we notice the archive, we engage the archive, and we preserve the archive.
That is actually amazing. Hey, so we just hope that next time when you have another scoop for society, you'd actually invite the Vooka Breakfast so we can actually witness the amazing things that you do for society, including African and South African culture. So guys, I hope you had a wonderful time with us today. No Gogo Mahlodi. Maybe if Gogo agrees, maybe we'll bring her back next week to have more insight in terms of spirituality, because let's be honest, spirituality as a whole is very broad and very big, and there are so many aspects that we can actually touch on as society. Gogo, thank you very much for coming here and gracing us with your presence. It was amazing, and I learned so many things.
I'm glad. Thanks for having me. It was lovely. It's a good way to start the day, talking about things we love. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So guys, let's head over to the topical table and have more exciting topics to talk about, because you know what, we always have more things to discuss, like with Vooka Breakfast Show. Peace out.
Yeah, thank you so much, Afri, and thank you so much to Gogo Mahlodi for, paying us a visit here on the spiritual alignment segment. I hope you guys learned a lot, and if you still want to ask questions, please do make sure that you comment down below on Vooka Breakfast Show on YouTube on the comment section, and then we are going to give those questions to her, and then you will get answered later. Because we know that spiritual alignment, where we are right now in our country, we are facing difficulties. So people want to be in harmonious and good environments, because we know that creating a sense of balance is the most important thing one can go through. So I hope that was insightful and informative, and you grasped a lot that you can go about on your day. Remember, it's a spiritual alignment. It is very important to align yourself with the things that speak to you. This is the Vooka Breakfast Show. And another thing that I want to outline to you is that when it comes to your beliefs, your values, and action, those are the main cause that are creating sense of balance in you. Now the question is, what is it that creates that sense of balance inside of you? What is it that speaks to you so much that you do not understand and you want to learn more? Spiritual alignment segments like these, whereby we're going to invite a different and various experts on the field, because it's not only ebungomeni being a sangoma. We're also going to have pastors for people who are in religious systems, who have belief systems that truly works out for them and their family. It's a unified formation that they have formed in their families, to have what they need and the fulfillment that they need spiritually. So I hope you guys got a hold of that. That was a spiritual alignment, and thank you so much to Gogo Mahlodi, cultural worker and a sangoma, right? So right now what I'm gonna do is just to give you a recap on what we have been doing on the show. It's 2 minutes till I hit 9 o'clock on the show. Right, so we started off with the news headlines. I hope you guys, if you missed your news headlines, just do a rewind or do a recap. What I've just done, I've done a recap of the news headlines, your sports headlines, and your weather update. And then we spoke about the topical segment. We also went on and spoke about the topic that include borrowing your ex money. How do you feel about that? We gave you today in history word of the day, the social trends, that include the AfriForum members going to the US and gave the memorandum for the US government to intervene in South Africa affairs. So what do you think about it? Something that we discussed and read some of the comments from Twitter, when people spoke about their wars, how they felt about that. We also want to hear from you, how did that make you feel? Right, so we just went on to spiritual alignment with Gogo Mahlodi, in which it was a very, very insightful interview joined by Afri. So if you still have any questions, guys, do make sure that you keep them coming on our YouTube. We are Vooka Breakfast Show. So while Musi is here, man, I just want just to give an overview, a short brief of what we got from Gogo Mahlodi in general, and what people are mostly asking, when it comes to their spiritual matters
Yeah.
in their lives. Well, because I've learned that dreams, actually, it's something a lot of people are suffering from
Yes, sir.
and are struggling from.
Definitely.
And now, ba bitsang go tlhatlhoba,
Yes,
the
yes.
dream,
Yes.
it's something that a lot of people need.
Interpreting the dream.
Interpreting the
Yes.
dream, and it's something that a lot of people need in their lives, just to horeba, there are things to become aligned.
Yes, sir.
But what did you pick up, man, from that conversation?
I picked up quite a few things, and as she's walking out of studio, I am, Afripere and I are telling her that I feel like, and we think that she should come back again very soon, very, very soon, so that she can dissect even more and teach and share so much information even more. The one thing that she mentioned, ke a lebala the term that she used, but we will Leato la litoro or something like that, I forget. So I love that so much, where she teaches people what their dreams mean and what the information that they should take and interpret from the dreams. The other thing that she mentioned is she said music is a major knowledge system that our ancestors use. Ah, man.
Powerful.
Very, very
Powerful.
deep and powerful. Myself as a musician, that really hit me, man. It struck a chord with me because I'm first and foremost a singer. And I know what music can do. I've seen what music can do. And music is a very, very deep thing. And thus you find when we are on stage as singers, as performers, as musicians, sometimes we find ourselves crying during our performances because it's a deep thing, and it goes over just the physical. When you connect with something beyond and something above this world, one understand, and it speaks to our spirituality. And I really, really get that when she says music is a major knowledge system that our ancestors use. So, we really hope that from wherever you are tuned in from, I hope you are able to take a piece of information from all that Gogo Mahlodi shared with us. Of course, this is what we do on a Thursday every week right here on Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. We will really, really like to have her back and push for her to come back very soon and explore all of these things that concern spirituality. So comment down below in our comment section what your thoughts are, some of the dreams that you have. The hashtag to use is Vooka Breakfast Show.
You know that the important thing to start your day with is the productivity hack. So what we are going to do right now is to take a short break, give you your weather update, and when you come back, we're going to get deep into what you can do to get yourself productive in the day. 5 minutes past 9, and you are still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. Remember, the hashtag to use is hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. My name is Vuyiswa Xekatwane, and I'm joined by my team right here on the table, Musi, Mr. and Afri Berry. Remember that before the break, I promised you that we are going to head on to the productivity hack, because it has been reported that productivity growth is slowly declining for most of the people in their workplace. So we are here for you to give you those advice and those tips of how to keep your productivity levels based up. So the common productivity hacks is the effective productivity that we use on our common day, waking up into doing certain activities like your chores, like the task, whether you have a task on assignment that you need to do. Sometimes you feel a bit weary and you do not have the energy to complete your task, because now when you wake up you want to do everything all at once. So we are here to help you with the hacks, how to hack that weariness of when you start to do something. So on the first one, and guys, I have what we say, practice time blocking. Have you ever heard of that term before?
No,
Time
I was
blocking.
about to ask you, what
Time
on
blocking.
earth is time blocking?
So time blocking refers to dedicating specific blocks of time to specific times, to specific tasks. If you have 5 tasks in a day, Shuguti, you're not going to spend all of the time doing one task, but you dedicate small amount of time on each and every task, so that whenever this one I'm about to finish, there's some of the tasks that you need to finish, right? So instead of multitasking, which can cost you as much as 40% of your productive time, you focus on one task during each block. Each block, when you're moving, you are focusing on one task. But the question that I want to ask here on us is that, have you guys experienced that thing of, because I know our common enemy as human beings is procrastination.
Yes, definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
So have you guys experienced that? And is it something that you have dealt with, or you still suffering from?
Still suffering.
Still suffering, man. But I think for me, I realized very early on that I'm quite a procrastinator. I am quite a procrastinator. But since I've noticed and I've realized, I came to the realization about that, or of that about myself, I have really been trying to work at it, and I think some of these productivity hacks that we're going to highlight today, or that we're going to point out, might really come in handy for not just myself, but for everyone who's listening and watching from wherever they're tuned in from. So yeah, man, I am a procrastinator. But I've realized that, I've taken note of that, and I'm trying to work at it and trying to curb it as best as I can.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, Afri, on your side, how do you manage, to deal with procrastination? Do you let it defeat you and come back the next day and do the same thing? Or you have ways or hacks, as we're speaking about hacks right here?
In all honesty, I do not even have hacks. I don't want to. For me, most of the time, I procrastinate on certain things depending on the urgency of them. So if it's not something that if it's not something that requires me to urgently deal with it, then that's when I put it off for another time. But if it's something that needs my total undivided attention at that moment, then I make sure that I get it done while I still remember, because I also have a problem of literally forgetting stuff. So sometimes my procrastination is led to the fact that I'm a natural overthinker. So because I turn to overthink and overanalyze some things in my head, like even right now as I'm talking, I'm also thinking at the same time. It's a very weird thing that I have. So it's because of that, I sometimes turn to, my brain just normally puts other things at the back of my head, especially if it's things that I don't have to deal with at the moment. So for me, I wouldn't, naturally, everybody else would say that's procrastination. But for me, it's kind of like a way of dealing with things. Because if I forced or try to deal with a certain amount of things all at the same time, I kind of have like a literal brain malfunction. And I just literally just go sit in the corner and stop thinking at all, so that my brain resets, comes back, and starts analyzing things properly, whatever that I need to deal with, and I place it according to the urgency in my, is it a timeline on my head? Yeah, something like that.
Sense of urgency. Yeah, what I'm getting from Afiberry is a sense of urgency. A lot of people don't have it, but at the same time, a lot of people do have it. And we approach a sense of urgency very differently as different individuals in society and in life in general. I myself do not have a sense of urgency. You know, I am someone who doesn't panic when I have to get certain tasks done. I'm someone who is able to slow down time for myself, even if things are moving at a rapid pace. But I'm someone who's able to take control of the situation and just slow down and calm down and take a breath and approach each task with understanding and with the delicateness that it might deserve. Do you get what I'm trying to say? As opposed to trying to panic and get through it and rush through it. We're different, but I've found that when I do that sometimes, and even other people, when they do that, they tend to make quite a few mistakes. So I don't know about you, I have a few things here about productivity, right? The one thing that we should remember is that productivity is not a to-do list, or productivity hacks is not a to-do list. So I think maybe sometimes we tend to mix the two and think that the two are the same. So productivity is more than doing more things or ticking tasks off your to-do list. Productivity means only focusing on accomplishing important things, like Barry said, vital in the moment, or during the day, or throughout your day in its entirety. Tackle and approach things that are the most important. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And thus, it will make you more productive in your week or during your day. The road to being productive, Mo, can be a long one. And don't panic. The road to being productive can be so long. So don't panic. Take positive steps, one step at a time. Take your time and take it step by step. And don't try to rush through it. Your ability... So the importance of being productive is that your ability to be productive can be one of the most critical determinants of your professional success and personal happiness. Those who can consistently produce quality output at a sustainable rate can advance in work and life. And then some of the hacks that you can look into is that plan your day ahead of time. Write down the most important task that you have to go through. Do you get what I'm trying to say? We just mentioned tackling the most important task. The third one is that use any productivity hack that you have at your disposal. It will save you so much time. So much time. Set a single goal for yourself each day. Don't try to get through a million things in one day, guys. No. Our Superman, relax.
True.
Understand that. And then the last one that I have is set a specific time to check your messages. Because that can also consume us. To check out the email, you're going through your text messages, you're scrolling through social media, and that also chows quite a bit of your time. So those are some of the things that you can look into in trying to be as productive as you can as you go on with your life.
To summarize that hack
Yes,
of making sure that you don't get away from some of the things like replying to your messages. You need to get minor tasks away. And there's this hack that I know, which is the 2-minute rule. If it doesn't take more than 2 minutes, do it as quickly as you can.
Oh, I see.
Understand?
Oh, that's such a good one, man.
Yeah, because that one, it's just that one, when you want to spend more time on that task that's taking a lot of time, you end up going to forget, because now that one, it doesn't take more than 2 minutes. The 2 minute one helps you if you have an email that you need to respond to, if you have a text that you need to respond to. It doesn't take more than 2 minutes. I mean, 2 minutes of your time won't kill anyone.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, we know that a lot of people, especially in relationship, they're trying to juggle work and relationship, even in marriage. Moto arwayo san texter. I'm like, how?
I'm busy, man. Yes,
yeah.
you're
So
right.
it's you can take that 2 minutes to respond to the text, so that you can tell the person, "Hore, I'm doing this and this, and I'm trying to stay productive with, my day and the job that I am doing." So that is the hacks that we have for you right here. If you have some to share with us, please do make sure that you comment down below, because your productivity levels are important to us. As I've stated, the survey is saying that the productivity levels are slowly declining on people. People are not getting productive anymore, especially when these AI tools were actually presented to people, introduced to people. A lot of people had a slack on doing their work, and it became a problem. So now you don't prioritize tasks, because now you have something, you can just take everything and let it do it
The
for
work
you.
for you. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it is very important to keep up with the hacks that help you personally, and eating healthy also helps,
Definitely.
because some of the tasks, they require your mental stability, your mental health to be right here with the task right now. Right? So we hope that you guys got that with the hacks that we have for you. It is very much important to be productive. We are here because we are productive.
Yes,
There's something
definitely.
we did.
Definitely.
And what we did is something that we want to share with you. Remember, hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. 17 minutes past 9. It is the time right here. What you're going to do right now is head over to a short break, give you a weather update, and then you know that in the world of tech is something that we bring you right here on the studio with the one and only Banele. He's going to be taking us through, what is going on in the world of tech. We give you each and every update on what is happening on the world of tech each and every week right here. So this is your weather update. See you after the break. That was your weather update. 20 minutes past 9, it is the time you're still watching Vooka Breakfast Show. And the hashtag to use is hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. So now heading over to the technology segment, it is something that a lot of people would like to be updated on what is happening recently right now. It is 2025 and we are in a different era of technology. My name is Moketi Maimane and I am with Musi Mist. And right now we are joined by a tech enthusiast, Mr. P right here. Good morning, sir, and how are you,
Gentlemen, how's it going, guys?
Yes, sir, Mr. P. More, I'll tell you, man. I'm excited. Like we gotta you know why? From last year, we all met. I think about a year ago, and after a year, this is the first time I'm live. Man. So yeah, I need to make note of this day. How's it going, my brother?
All is well.
Cool
Thank
stuff, man. We're very excited to get into the world of tech. As we know that every now and again, a new device is being put out into society, is being introduced to people. Brands are coming up with new devices, and new brands are coming into the market now, and people are always intrigued, and the world of technology is always trying to improve and level up on itself, man. So can't wait to hear what you have in store for us today.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we're going to be talking about a debate that is timeless.
Yes, sir.
It's not Windows versus Mac.
Okay.
But it's about the two ecosystems in the smartphone world, where we've got iOS or iPhone on the one side of the ring.
Okay.
And then on the other side of the ring, it's Samsung.
Okay.
Right. So there's just been a huge debate lately about, which one is better value for money. Right. Because, we live in SA. And in SA, there is a upmarket or an uptake of the iPhone. But little did most people know that Samsung is still a market leader as far as market share is concerned.
Oh, I see.
Yep. And there's a couple of things that I want to talk about because I still am an Android user from Samsung, but then I switched to iPhone.
Okay.
Right. And I've got a couple of thoughts, but then I also want to make this more informative for the listeners at home.
Yeah, just for the general public.
Exactly.
I see.
Exactly. So these are the two companies that are making headway, and both of them have your top tier flagships, right? So with the iPhone or the Apple ecosystem, you've got the iPhone Pro series, the Pro Max, and so on. And then with Samsung, you've got the S series. And I think now it's the S25 Ultra, right? So both of them fully capable, good cameras, and it's phones that people can make use for like 2 to 3 years. But I want to talk about a few things that most people might not be aware of when it comes to the two. So number one, we're going to talk the ecosystem.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's something that you've heard, but then when it comes to the ecosystem, it's been said that Apple has the best ecosystem. So in other words, you get an iPhone and then you get a pair of AirPods.
Okay.
And then you get a tablet, which is the iPod. So not the iPod, the
iPad.
The iPad.
Yes.
Right. And then you get maybe a smartwatch and so on. Right. But then when you take a look at both of them, Samsung also has a smartwatch. They do have a tablet.
Yes.
They do have earbuds as well.
Yes.
As well as other things. And if you go fully, and I'm not saying I'm advocating for one, but if you go fully Samsung, then you still have the other nitty-gritties like your TV, your washing machine.
Oh, I see. They have other appliances
so
and gadgets that they've put out into the market. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can get a much more connected ecosystem with Samsung, right?
I see.
Where, yes, with Apple, yes, you've got your basic devices, but with Samsung, there's much more to offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more vast.
Exactly.
I see you.
Exactly. So I would say, for me, in my opinion, the ecosystem is much more better with Samsung because you can connect even other devices that make use of Android along with the Samsung ecosystem.
Wow.
Because look, with the iPhone and the Apple ecosystem, it is a walled garden. Because if you're not using Apple products, that's when you are locked out.
Yes.
So you need to have a Mac, you need to have an iPad, you need to have an Apple Watch.
Yes.
You need to have all things that talk to Apple. in order for the ecosystem
To
to
work.
right?
Yeah.
Look, in terms of marketing and the strategy that they employ, I give them props. Multiple times they've been valued the most, valuable company in the world simply because of that. And I think for most consumers, the one thing that they say is it just works, right? It just works. However, I am an iPhone user
Now, coming from
So
Android.
the concept of it just works, no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
What doesn't work? The
iPhone.
The
iPhone.
iPhone, yeah, because there are small things here and there with navigation. It's way better on Android, and I think for anyone that has used both, they will attest to what I'm saying. That navigation on Android is much better.
Are you
Than on
talking to
iPhone.
navigation in terms of navigation drive or navigating the phone in general on a day-to-day basis?
Using several apps all at once. Nje.
That's multitasking, right?
Yeah.
So you
Yes.
can do more with your Samsung than with the iPhone.
I see.
And with navigating through the entire, OS or the
Yes.
operating system.
Yes.
So, for example, you open up an application and you want to go back to maybe the previous page. It's cumbersome on the iPhone because sometimes there's an X at the top. Sometimes you can use gestures. So it's not a consistent experience altogether.
I see.
Right? And I'm saying this because, again, I've used both.
Both.
Yeah.
Some might say, look, yeah, but the iPhone you can airdrop. I'm like, yeah, but with Samsung there's quick share,
Yes,
right, and it
yes.
works. With the iPhone you can airdrop or even connect your phone to your Mac. Well, the same is true that you can have your Android or Samsung device
And connect it to your
connected
tablet.
to your PC.
Yes.
And then
Or
you
to the
can-
TV.
Or to the TV, and then
Yeah.
still receive calls, make calls, and even mirror your screen. So
Yes,
if your
definitely.
even if your phone is sitting on the next room, you'll still be able to interact with it, right, on your laptop.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So as far as ecosystems are concerned, I think Samsung is way better.
Yeah.
But the one thing about Apple that I've seen is the resale value. So you've seen that you can buy a MacBook or an iPhone, and then the resale value is way more. So, for example, if we both buy a flagship device, the S25, and you buy the iPhone Pro Max 16,
16, okay?
even if it's 15, right?
Yeah.
A year later, when we are selling those phones, the iPhone will be much more than the Samsung.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that though?
It also has to do with the updates as well, because
Oh.
with the iPhone, you can go up to 7 updates.
With one
operating
phone.
systems
yeah.
with one phone.
And so it also speaks to longevity of using the phone.
100%.
But of course, it would have to be in great condition, keeping it in good
yeah.
condition. Yeah. Wow, man. And Samsung can't do that.
It can. Well, of recent, Samsung, I think now it's about 4 years.
Oh, I
right?
see.
Where with the same device, you can get, the next 4 flavors of Android.
Of updates,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, four of them. So with Apple, it retains its value for much longer because it's about 7 updates.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So another question that I want to ask, because consumers have been, it's something that has been brewing on the internet because they feel like, AI hasn't, it's not impacting, the smartphone demand. Is that true? Ukuthi, AI is not really having any impact on the smartphone demand.
No, that's not true. In fact, Apple is in trouble because
go.
they don't have their own AI model that they are running. The reason I say that is because Samsung has, Galaxy AI, and as well as your other
yes.
companies out there, right? But Apple introduced something they call Apple Intelligence. AI,
yeah.
right? Apple Intelligence. But then Apple Intelligence is basically running from the models of ChatGPT,
Yes.
which is OpenAI. So they don't have their own models. So they are using a third party to do that. But what they do have is this Apple Intelligence where on your device, starting from the iPhone 15 Pro Max, you can have Apple Intelligence running locally where you can, create paragraphs. You can respond to emails using AI, the same way you would use ChatGPT, right? Yep. And you can also summarize, you can record audio, and then the audio will be transcribed and so on. But Samsung also has the very same thing, but at least with Samsung, they've got their own models running, right? The only thing I don't like about Samsung now is that they said that Galaxy AI is at no cost for now, up until, they'll announce at the end of the year whether it does come at a cost, which means, because I've always told people, when you buy a product, buy it for what it offers today, not the promise. Because many a times tech companies would promise something and then you would buy it waiting for that feature to come, only to find out that it will take God knows how long.
I see.
Right? Yeah. So, but AI is very important. And some of the AI that people don't see is taking photos, right? Of recent, there was a launch, I think, I'm not sure if it's Oppo or Xiaomi, where they were using AI features that takes a couple of snapshots, and in the attempt of trying to get the perfect picture where everyone is either smiling or has their eyes open.
Yes.
Because you've had those photos where just one person in the group,
if there's four of us,
blinking.
one has a lazy eye and
blinking
stuff.
and so on.
Yeah.
So it takes a series of photos. I mean, it's there on Apple and Samsung, by the way. Where it takes a series of photos and then it chooses the one that everyone
looks
has their
good
eyes
in,
open
and smiling.
and all
Wow.
of that. So that's AI at play, right?
Wow.
So it is important.
Yeah.
On the smartphone.
Yeah.
It is.
Definitely, man. Thank you so much for sharing that, because I mean, when it comes to consumers market, man, people are always debating. It's a debate till
Definitely.
today, but that debate that we have, it's all about the cam, and it is
Yeah.
important to know. I didn't know about an ecosystem, man.
Same.
Because people are making jokes ukuthi phone yako in a fridge or something, but it's more than that,
Or
man.
those kinds of jokes where people say, when you're taking a selfie and your phone doesn't have an Apple behind it, it's not a phone,
It's not a
things
phone.
like that. The one thing, in quickly in closing, Manele, I've watched quite a few videos on social medias, right?
Yeah.
On social media platforms and stuff like that. And most of them were in the US. And this person was making a social experiment and going around and asking questions more. What phones do you use? Do you use an Apple or do you use a Samsung? And the information that came from that survey or from that experiment was that a lot of people in the US deem using a Samsung as like a Mobicel in South Africa.
Yeah.
They equip. Do you get what I'm trying to say? They equip it to like a very. You don't have a phone. So why is that? Why do we find that in some countries, certain brands will do better than others? Where you're saying even now, Samsung is still the leading one in South Africa, but when you go to the US, Apple is like the standard thing.
Yeah, no, that's a very good question. In fact, I think the correct answer to that is the performance, right? Because with Apple phones, they all have the same chip, meaning that your entry-level iPhone has the same chip processor.
Okay.
The same processor as your high-end Pro Max, meaning that even if you get the low end, for example, now the iPhone 16e came out,
Okay.
right? Even if you get the lowest one, you will still have the same performance as the flagship phone. So whether you get the cheapest or the most expensive, you will get a similar experience right through and through.
Wow.
Now, the difference with other phones is that if you buy a Samsung flagship like the S series,
Yeah.
you're getting top of the performance. But if you start scaling down to your mid-tier, like your A series and so on, obviously the performance will be impacted. So when you take both phones and put them side by side, where you get a entry-level Samsung versus an entry-level iPhone, the performance on the entry level
It's going to be better.
is going to be better.
I see.
Right? But as of now, right now, the flagship of a Samsung outperforms the flagship
of an
Of an
iPhone.
iPhone.
Very interesting.
But as mentioned, if you get your entry level Samsung, the iPhone is way more consistent throughout the board.
So maybe that's a huge contributing factor and variable to why maybe in some countries other brands will perform better than the others.
And the last thing is that iMessage is huge that side.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so this side in other countries, we use WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, as an instant message.
Correct.
Yeah. Oh,
Correct.
well, very interesting stuff, Ngwana. And I hope that you learned as much as we did, man. This is what we're going to be doing on a weekly basis on Thursday, getting into the world of tech and trying to acquire as much information more. Because, like you said, I also didn't know about ecosystems, and it makes sense when it's broken down, like Banele just did, and explained to us thoroughly so as to how these phones or these devices operate and function. And I can't wait to get into the world of tech next week. Mo?
Yeah, definitely bringing you updates on the world of tech. And as we are letting Mr. B out of his way, remember that we still have a jam-packed show. And now I just want to take that tech thing and put it into what we're going to call it the relationship block segment.
Yes.
Right? A very interesting one because couples can be fighting. Baby, why are you not using an iPhone? Man?
Yes.
You need to upgrade your standard.
Yes.
You understand? So it is something that we want to get into right now. So it's a little bit hectic, man, on relationships, because we have people that we want to look up into moody relationship.
Okay.
And then we end up getting lost, man, because now the couple has actually gave us the advices that, when we wanted to take, Bona, they decided to do something else.
Definitely.
Imagine, having your beautiful couple over follow, and the next day they break up. And then when now you've applied everything that they have told you to do in your relationship.
And you've invested in them.
Yeah, so it's something that we're going to look into. What are people up to out there? Is Mjolo still a pandemic in SA?
Yes.
We want to hear from you because we have people's confessions, man. People are confessing out there, man, actually keeping anonymous, man, because I just want to take something out of my chest. So let me not waste any time. I am going to read some of the confessions from people here. So this one, please keep me anonymous, right? I went to consult isangoma just before Christmas to check if my neighbors are not planning something bad since I bought a car. Oh, this one, no. This one is not for the relationships.
Did you open the wrong one there?
Yeah, there you go. My boyfriend is using an iPhone and I am using a normal phone. So I found SMSs on his phone from girls talking about their relationship with him. When I asked him, he told me the SMSs were in his phone but didn't belong to him. He said iPhone has something called iCollect. He told me iCollect can receive SMSs of other people when their phones are off if it is active. So he says the SMSs belong to his friend who, actively using the iCollect. We called the friend and he confirmed it. Can iPhone users please confirm this? I've never heard of this thing.
I think Banele should have stayed.
Yeah, we need Banele on this one.
Guys, what's happening, Molefatsing? What's happening with relationships, guys? Like, Mo, I don't understand, man. Like, why are people putting themselves through such things, man? Like, Kemaga, obviously. Where have you heard of that?
iCollect.
Kemaga. But the other thing is, I don't know, man. I always differ with a lot of people when it comes to things of this kind of this sort. Let's just start there.
First thing first.
So
Okay.
it's okay. I personally, I know we're going to differ. I know.
Yeah.
It's happened in the past and it's happened a lot of times. But I'm one of those people who firmly believes, there we go, who firmly believes gore phone ya ka ke ya ka, ya gago ke ya gago. I'm never going to answer your phone as my girlfriend. I'm never, ever going to answer your phone. Something, hold it in your hands, show me, and that's exactly, show me, and that's it. Same applies to me. If I want to show you something on my phone, don't want to scroll. Look at what I'm showing you, and that's it. But it's unfortunate, man, that girls are putting themselves through like unnecessary things, man, like, and things that are ridiculous. Where have you ever heard of that? When get on phone and search, is there such a thing as I collect? And do research for yourself, man. Obviously, that boy was lying to you, and it's unfortunate, but yeah, man.
Let's be honest, guys. I think the only time that a person would actually look over their partner's phone is if their partner gave them permission. Because I need to, in some relationships, you find that partners who have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
Will exchange phones. No, babe, it's fine. Use my phone or whatever.
Yeah.
Even if they don't have anything to hide, partners in general, if they feel like, okay, no, it's fine. My girl can use my phone. My guy can use my phone. Give him the password or whatever. Because let's be honest, how did she open the phone without the password?
Yes.
So it's the guy's problem, food. Because then he thought he was being clever, and then he forgot that he gave the girlfriend the password. So that's how the girlfriend was able to open the phone. Because remember that iPhone, I need to know the password and the face. So you may find out that he also added her phone to scan. Because you can also do that. I can add your face, and I can also add my face, meaning that you can open my phone as much as I can also open my phone. So the problem is that, forgive me, South Africa. Maar daai man no dom. Obama bacile because always or feel mo gele password. So that's why mo bacile we tebetse no yan. And onane lucky because onane chomelo re mo dlala di 1.
Mo dlaletse 5.
E mo dlaletse 5 chumi ya hae. O sindile ka ntho mara lo wena mo gele. O paloketsa research I collect
But one
I
of the
collect a company lena I collect refunds from people who didn't pay for Shino or whatever. That makes more sense if it's a debt collection company.
Hence, he uses an iPhone, now use a normal phone. You'll never know what's a normal phone to have. Maybe I can get WhatsApp.
Maybe it speaks to the things that Banele just mentioned, I mean, now people deem phones that are not Apple as normal
phones,
low-ranking phones. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So maybe it's speaking to that. But it's unfortunate that she found herself in that position, Guys, when we are in relationships, consult the relevant people with the relevant information and knowledge. Luena, equip yourself with information and knowledge. Read up on things. Do the research, man. If you feel like a relationship is not working and you would like to get advice, go to someone who you feel you trust and you can confide in, and someone who's more knowledgeable and informed than you, and tell them your problems. Hey, Siazu Muntuami is telling me about iCollect. I found woman like she did. She found messages of other girls on the thing, and other girls, not another girl.
Yes.
Let's be honest, that's a red flag already. It's not even a single girl, it's girls. So even if the friend says no, there's such a thing as an iCollect, let's be honest, that's a woman, you can really see who's
I mean, guys, some of the burning questions here, will be hore. Instead of, why don't you just leave the relationship? So why do you think people do that, man? Okay, let me cheat on my girlfriend and
apologize.
Be with other girls. Well, let me be with my girlfriend and be with other girls. Like, what does that mean to other people? Because we are struggling to understand. A lot of people are still struggling to understand that dynamic. Okay, in fact, Pella, cheating means you are yearning for something that is outside of your relationship.
Yes,
so why don't you go and get it? Basically, I collect. Basically, when you say I collect, your maid is dumb, bruh. Like you are making her feel like she's stupid.
She's not as smart as maybe she would like to think, and it's a form of manipulation as well. It's a form of manipulation, and to an extent, one could even argue that it's toxicity, man.
Yeah.
Or toxic as an individual. Like if you can manipulate one about to that extent. And like just like you said, we understand, which is something that should not be happening in relationships. If you really say I love you as Motwak, and I want to spend as much time with you or even the rest of my life, then it's a healthy way to go about conducting the relationship. Understand? Like you just said, if you feel like the relationship is not doing it for you, move on. To go your separate way. And it's not fair. Honestly speaking, it's not fair.
And people also need to understand there's like different relationship dynamics. that wouldn't even require you to start cheating and start lying. Magutu, if you feel like you have more than one soulmate, then why don't you sit your partner down and just tell them, baby, last tape. Let's be honest, because it's part of African culture. Like polygamy right now, it's starting to get more and more acceptable to society. Just be honest and tell them, no, baby, listen, I'm a polygamous man or I'm a polyamorous man, meaning that as much as that I love you as like everything to the moon and back, I'm not saying that you're not enough for me, but I feel the need to also date other women. Just be honest. Have an open relationship. Sit your partners down. There is no need for you to make a person become an idiot. There is no need for you to manipulate another person's emotions. That's why you end up finding unnecessary things. Girlfriend killed the boyfriend, what, over things that could have been discussed like adults. We are grown people. We are too grown to be playing such stupid games.
Yeah, man. I mean, a lot of people right now, they are definitely losing touch, man, with, the real essence of what we are trying to celebrate when it comes to love. Because, yes, guys, it's still the month of love. Some of the people, they forgot. Imagine the amount of anonymous messages have came in different platforms while we are saying it is the month of love. But what are we doing in the month of love? Hence, the question still stands, guys. Is Mjolo still a pandemic?
No, it is.
It is. I know it's a
man.
pandemic.
And I don't think it's one that's going to end anytime soon.
But why, guys? Mara, love is a good thing.
Love is a good thing. It's the people who make it tainted.
Yes. No. And you know what the thing is?
It's the person themselves.
The dating pool these days, like it's not about getting to know each other, or it's not as deep as it used to be in the past. No, it's mostly casual dating, man. Rajola 2 minutes. You're not need to stay. People are dating very casually and moving on very quick. Very quick. It's not even about even going on dates these days, or spending time with the person, really getting to know the person on a deeper level. No, it's about, hey, how's it going? Do you mind the number change? Fast. 2 days later, I chat, look, man, do you have time? Can we hook up maybe quick, or are you available? Netflix and chill. Like, you remember the story that I spoke about? Netflix and chill. You go over to her place or she comes over to your place. And we know Netflix and chill is code for, we know. That's how the dating pool works now. Or it's like Afriberry mentioned yesterday, online dating. Now, even the Black society has been going into the thing of online dating now, whether it's Tinder or Badoo or whatever else, the episodes or the services that are online dating. Now meet, done. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And it's sad, man. It's sad that we're finding ourselves living in that type of era, or in that era where dating is very casual now. Have a very genuine connection. Have a genuine connection and meet each other on such a deep level, and get to know each other and spend time and genuinely, sincerely want to spend time with each other. But it's unfortunate, man.
Hey, man, quality time, Fitu. It's what you are touching on. But, guys, can you please go back, man, and revisit, before the pandemic, before we got ourselves into this pandemic, and just explore love in, the past days, man. I wish people can get hold of the book, Azir, man, Modern Romance, versus the romance back then. He speak about the proximity of love. People were actually in these environments whereby love was mostly spread because so right now people do bad things for many reasons. Just because you have the ability, like requesting an Uber or flying to Cape Town just to cheat, it doesn't mean you need to mess up everything. But as you guys are saying, man, speaking of casual, I'm just gonna read the last one. The other one, please keep me anonymous. I am 35 and my girlfriend is 24. I love her so much and want to marry her. My problem is every time we are done making love, she starts using fingers on her own while making sounds. As a traditional Zulu man, I feel offended. I feel like she's undermining my manhood capabilities and abilities. It's like someone ordering a takeaway after eating food you cooked. How can I best address this without sounding wrong? It's bad out there.
It is completely. I don't even
it's
have a
bad.
response for this one.
I like the last part. It's like order and take away after eating food from home.
No, after having cooked a full meal from home.
Nah.
Motho aba etsa Uber Eats or Mr. T.
Full meal like KFC.
Because it's
Yo, my
like whatever
dude.
you cooked was
6-piece yo yote.
You didn't let him cook,
Ka
my
papa
sister.
ele ya go KFC le gravy ele.
Yeah.
O biditse 7 color wena go ntlung. Yo
Eish.
man. But anyway,
Yeah, man. I think to bring back the love and the spark of love in the relationships, we need to look at what other people are doing out there. Because remember, in 2020, man, we have 3 inspiring South African couple vlogs, man. Yeah, I think the first couple was Mpumile Dwaba and Brandon. You know, sharing their journey of being in a relationship, the different dynamics. There's no hooking up there, man. You know, it's you know, getting deep into the dynamics and understanding what it means to invite someone into your own life and living with that arrangement forever. You know, so talk to us, man. Talk to us. What is it that you have came across when in your life? The question stays. Is Mjolo still a pandemic right now in South Africa? 9 minutes until we hit 10 o'clock. You're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. The hashtag to use is hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. You know, Hore Mona, we have a culture, man, of laughing out loud on the internet, because you know that the internet always brings you, you know, funny videos, man. Funny videos that we can laugh at. But now, South Africa has stood up and said, guys, I think we might need to hire Kruger as our detective in South Africa to solve most of the crimes, especially what is happening with our crime rate so high. This guy, he looks like a guy who has, you know, solutions, man, to biggest crime cases
in South Africa.
Yeah. You know, so right now,
Agent Kruger.
I'm just gonna play 2 videos of Agent Kruger, and just you're just gonna let me know, man, Horwena, would you consider Kruger, you know, to be dealing with the high, you know, cases of crime?
Come on, buddy, get up. I can't. Get up. I can't. Listen to me. You are a soldier. I'm gonna take your gun and fight these guys. What are you? I'm a soldier. Come on, you can't be convinced your grandma with that attitude. What are you? I'm a soldier. What are you? I'm a soldier. Say it like you mean it, boy. I'm a soldier.
Yo.
So would you invite Kruger, man?
I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. You can't even convince your grandmother with that attitude. Believe it. Say it like you believe it and mean it. I'm a soldier. Ah, man.
Oh,
Agent
wait.
Kruger. I love this guy,
You
man.
guys make me feel hurt. Is it because I'm wearing camouflage? That's why you're playing a video,
No, man.
She's a soldier.
No.
I'm a soldier.
Ah, man, I love Agent Kruger. I love this guy. You said you have another one for us, Mo.
Yeah, man. You know, man, Kruger is always on our socials, man. So this is how, you know, he actually will narrate, you know, when they are asking you, you know, when speaking to police station or a police officer in the police when you are reporting a crime. So this entails on how every time they're trying to come down in a very, very dangerous situation or an emergency situation. So this is how Kruger, you know, acted it all out.
Hello. My friend has been shot and I don't know what to do. We need help.
Sir, I'm gonna need you to calm down, okay?
What?
Yeah, please calm down so I can understand what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so can you tell me what happened?
Yeah, so my friend has been shot and I don't know what to do right now because it's bleeding. I think he's gonna die.
Okay, so was it stabbed or shot or something?
Yeah, we're just chilling in the house and some thugs got in here. They wanted to rob us and they shot him.
Okay, are the wounds too great? Do you think he's gonna survive?
Nah, I don't know, but I think he's gonna die.
You have a beautiful laugh. But we're gonna send an ambulance to your location real soon, okay?
All right. No
yeah, don't worry about it. Cool.
What to do when you're in difficult situation? Would you be as calm as that, man? Your friend has been shot and then a policeman that you're speaking on the line
says you have a beautiful laugh. What are we doing?
No.
What's happening?
in the right mind?
You have a
Does
beautiful
that
laugh,
make any
man. You
sense?
know, just take your time. Just tell me what happened.
And what blush, Joe?
Hey,
What blush?
guys,
Thank
but I
you.
love Agent Kruger, man. I love Agent Kruger. I thought you would play that other video more, where they have discover a dead body. But maybe we'll do it sometime next week, man. I love Agent Kruger.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We'll do it some other time. So if you have any, and you would like to reference us, a funny video that you would like us to laugh with you right there at home, do make sure that you send it to us. We are Vooka Breakfast Show on every social media platform. 5 minutes till we hit 10 o'clock right here. So what we're going to do right now is to take a short break. And then when we come back, we've got nice things for you. We're going to be doing movie reviews.
Yay.
Movie lovers, it is the time to be here and have the engagement, or just listen and watch it to what we have for you right here. So let us go to a break, and this is your weather update. A 3 minutes until we hit 10 o'clock. You're still watching Vooka Breakfast Show. The hashtag to use is the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. My name is Moiketi Maimane, aka Max. Max for maximum temperature, the son of Mother Nature. I'm not alone here in the studio. I am joined by my team, Afriberry and MWOCEE Mist. As promised, before we went to the break, I told you that we've got something interesting for you. Some blockbusters. Movie lovers, sometimes they like to have a debate on, Baba, Vin Diesel was not supposed to jump with the car there. Look, now it broke the family. The family code has been broken. But, today we have got different, movies right here, which we're going to review with you. And let me just give it to Musi and take it away, man.
Such cool stuff. As a movie lover myself, I watch a lot of movies, Mo, and I rewatch them and I rewatch them and I rewatch them again. So the first one that I have here is Hidden Figures. Such a cool movie. It is starring Octavia Spencer, Janelle Monáe, Kevin Costner, Taraji P. Henson, Christian Dunst, and Glenn Powell, amongst and Jim Parsons. Jim Parsons, as we know from The Big Bang Theory, is also in Acrimony. So, no, man, not in Acrimony, in Hidden Figures. In Hidden
Sheldon,
Figures.
right?
Yes, it's Sheldon. Quickly more. So, what the movie is about is that three female African American mathematicians play a pivotal role in astronaut John Glenn's launch into orbit. Meanwhile, they also have to deal with racial and gender discrimination. The release date of this movie in the USA was on the 26th of December, and it had 2016 on the 26th of December, and it was received quite well. And it is also it's actually a true story.
Yeah.
It's a true story that speaks to when the launching of the astronauts in the US was happening, when they were trying to land on the moon. So it's a very, very, very cool movie. It says here, as the United States raced against Russia to put a man in space, NASA found untapped talent in a group of female African mathematicians that served as the brains behind one of the greatest operations in U.S. history. Based on the unbelievably true life stories of three of these women known as human computers, as they referred to them. Follow these women as they quickly rose to the ranks of NASA alongside many of history's greatest minds, specifically tasked with calculating the momentous launch of astronaut John Glenn into orbit and guaranteeing his safe return. Such an amazing movie.
It is.
Such an amazing movie to learn the stories of these women, man. And, as they go about their lives working for NASA. At the time, segregation was quite a thing. Discrimination was a thing in the US, and also just the differentiation between male and female. It was still a thing where females couldn't go into certain spaces, females couldn't occupy certain spaces, and females couldn't be granted to work certain jobs. So it's very, 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 very educational, this movie. And but it's also a great watch, man. So that's one of the movies that I thought of that our viewers at home could look into. Yes, sir. Yes, Barry.
And they were also not allowed to use certain bathrooms. I remember there was a scene where Taraji had to run all the way across the opposite direction just to use the bathroom. And when she came back, she was dripping wet. And one thing I liked about that is that the director then took a stand and was like, so just because she's African American, you wouldn't allow her to use the bathroom that we're using. Do you know how important she is? And to put down the sign that said whites only, and told her that she can now use the bathroom that was actually in
closer. Man. So
stuff, man.
very, 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 very.
Because
so
I also see that it is based on a true story, as you said, based on a non-fiction book by Margot Lee. There's one thing about biographies and movies based on a true story. Just know that they never miss. Definitely. They make sure that each and every inch of the story is told as it is. So do make sure, man, to get that movie and watch it with your family, your friends, or your partner, man. It's called Hidden Figures, man. Musi, over to you.
The other one and the last one that I have for this weekend, for today, this one causes so much controversy. In studio, it drew lines and people ended up choosing sides.
We separate.
Definitely. And even upon its release, man, I know when I watched it at home, it also caused a bit of it sparked a conversation. It's a very controversial movie, and but it's testament to the actors' talents in the movie, man. It is testament to the directors and the producers and everyone who contributed to this movie. The name of the movie is Acrimony, Tyler Perry's Acrimony, that was released on the 30th of March in 2018. This movie is starring Taraji P. Henson again. So I didn't realize this until I looked into it. It seems Taraji P is like, I'm a fan. But subconsciously, I chose movies that she stars in. So this one stars Taraji P. Henson, Lyric Bent, Ajona Alexis, Crystal Stewart, Daniel Nicolette, Jasmine Simon, Portia Story, and many others. The movie Acrimony, Tyler Perry's Acrimony, was released in 2018 on the 30th of March. Melinda, a faithful and hardworking wife, gets tired of standing by her dishonest and unfaithful husband and begins to plan vengeance against him. Such a cool movie, man. Such a cool movie. Sparks so much controversy.
It is.
I know between you and I, we have taken our side. I'm on the side of the husband.
And I take Taraji P.
You take Taraji P. Henson's
And
side.
I am nowhere in between.
When are you not taking sides?
I am
African.
not taking
So it says
sides.
here, Melinda Moore is a steadfast, hardworking wife who supports her husband, Robert Gale, an engineer trying to sell an innovative battery design. A running total dwindling balance of the proceeds Melinda receives after her mother's death is portrayed as the couple gets in over their heads in debt, which fractures their marriage over time. The film is divided into categories based in the emotional spectrum that Melinda experiences.
Yeah.
Ah, man, such a deep movie.
Very deep.
Such a deep movie,
Very
man.
deep, I have to
Acrimony
tell you.
will get you in your feels.
Yeah,
Otlakwata.
man. Yeah,
Otlakwata.
because one thing about it, it's a psychological thriller,
is,
man.
definitely.
You know, so it really gets you into those emotions of questioning, man, of how things can go wrong. Quickly.
Yeah.
So what they did, man, with this movie, it's a very incredible.
It's crazy.
Very
It's crazy.
incredible, man.
Like I said, it's testament to the talent that is in this movie, from the actors to the directors to the producers and everyone else, behind the scenes, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Getting movies say you would hate or dislike the person, even in real life.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Like
And the
the old
person was
generation.
playing, yes, Kazinzi and all of those characters back in the day, So it's testament to the amount of talent that this movie has, man, in it. So, man. So, yes, Barry.
I think this movie also has that old saying that hell have no fury like a woman scorned.
Yeah.
Because at this moment, it kind of shows that a woman can love and give everything to a man with no objections. But when she is scorned, all hell shall rise.
It sounds like you're taking a side here.
Hey,
I was just
she
saying.
wants
Yeah,
to.
she wants to.
What
You can
say,
hear
babe?
it. You can hear it. But
Then I would put a knife to that nigga.
wow. But the other thing, Mo, what sparked my mind is that it is also testament to the saying that art is a what's that saying, Gan? Art mimics life, or life is a mimic the other way around.
Somewhere in between.
Art is a mimic of life. Yes, okay. Understand. I forget the actual saying, but it's testament in that a whole lot of these things that we consume and watch on our television screens is not things that people came up with from the blue, out of the blue. Understand? It speaks to things that have actually happened in life. Moto athola inspiration atlo create such a piece of art. It's clearly something that they have maybe perhaps personally gone through, or something that they have heard about, or something that they've witnessed firsthand. Understand? So art is a mimicking of what life is in its actuality. And so it's a great movie, man. And I would really recommend that you go and watch. I myself do not think that Taraji P. Henson's character was justified in the actions that she took towards the end of the movie. But would love to hear your thoughts. Whose side are you on? Are you on the side of the husband, like myself, or are you on the side of Taraji P.'s character, like Moketsi Maimane? And would love to hear your thoughts.
Definitely. On YouTube, I have Semami Kalani, a Hidden Figures, a very good movie. I loved watching it.
Yeah.
comes back again. And I'm a huge fan of Taraji P. Henson. Still waiting to watch Acrimony 2.
Oh yes, we've
my
been
goodness.
promised what it's gonna come out.
Yes.
Ananya, what's number 2?
Yeah, so that we see what happens
So wait,
at
so
the,
number
on
2,
the
she's
last
coming
scene.
back from Tanyani if she got arrested.
We don't know because the last
She
scene
got
there,
caught.
she got caught in the chain. You know, abanwela motla sgaskepe, and we saw blood and her attacking the couple on the boat. So we don't know what happened
But
after
I wanna
that.
let
And
you
so
see, look.
we would love to see what happens in Acrimony 2.
You know the dangers of judging movies and saying who is wrong, who is right.
Yeah.
And then when 2 comes, you'll swallow your words.
Yes.
But also, I think that's the point of the things that we watch.
Yeah.
Is to provoke and evoke these emotions in you. Waban? And what you find in the follow-up of the movie or the series is not what you thought.
Yeah.
And you're like, Kanti, I sided with this person, you know. So that's also part of the point in creating these pieces of art. Man, you need not always know what's going to happen. Yeah. So
And what bores me in these sequence, man, is sometimes when they come with the parts that you didn't see or what happened. My friend.
It doesn't live to expectation. It doesn't live up to expectation.
Okay, sharp,
Yeah.
she's wrong.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know. But yeah, man, that's what we do right here on the movie segment, giving you recommendation. And if you have some of the recommendation and the movies that complement what we are recommending for you, do make sure to share them with us on the comment section. Right now, it's 10 minutes past 10. You're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. My name is Moketi Maimane, and I'm with Musi Mist with Afri Berry also. So what we're going to do right now is to take a short break, and then when we come back, we are going to go through travel. I think Afri Berry has something to share with us when it comes to travel, right? If you are an enthusiast when it comes to, you know, traveling, do make sure that you stay with us. Now, this is your weather update. At 13 minutes past 10, and you are still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show with me, Mwikiti Maimane, and Afri Berry, together with Musi Mr. Before the break, we took you through the movie reviews and the movie suggestion that you guys should get hold of and watch and also enjoy. Now, moving on, we have the travel segment. I guess Afri Berry has something for us.
Yeah, guys. So what's up? So I'm coming up right now with the travel segment, right? So one of the travel spots that I feel like is still a bit relevant, but has kind of died down over the years for me is the Apartheid Museum. In terms of us as South African as general, going back and learning more about our history as a nation. So when it comes to the Apartheid Museum, the duration for this trip is close to 8 to 9 hours, and the perfect time to go there is actually in the morning. So going there for the Apartheid Museum for your trip around 9:30 would be the perfect, amazing top. So the highlights is that is at the top of the Constitutional Hill, and then it also swings when you also go on a guided tour. It will also swing by the Nelson Mandela House, including Hector Peterson Museum House and Freedom Square, right? So this is one of the places that I feel like as a nation we need to go back to and just reflect on, especially in this very confusing times that we're actually going on. Like, what's your intake or your take on us going back to visit the Apartheid Museum and learning more or learning again about our history as a nation?
It differs from person to person. It's about preference, But yeah, you're right. I mean, a whole lot of our museums have had a decline in recent years in terms of the number of people who visit. They are no longer as popular. Mo, please help quickly. They are no longer as popular as they were, and but I would still love to visit the Apartheid Museum because I've never been myself. In terms of learning about our history or relearning and re-educating ourselves, that is an important factor. As the years go by, I think we're slowly seeing a decline in the level of knowledge that we have as individuals, especially as the Black society in South Africa, the level of knowledge that we have and the level of information that we have regarding our history. And we know we have a very not so pleasant history in South Africa. So I would personally love to visit the Apartheid Museum, but I don't know about everyone else who's listening and watching there at home. Yeah.
I think visiting it is pretty good because right now a lot of schools are no longer going back on excavations. So a lot of kids don't know even more about the history of South Africa. And the one that they found in textbook is basically here and there. So I feel like, especially for the youth that we currently have at this moment, which is a very wild one, they need to go back and start learning about this so that they understand clearly what the rights that the oldest preach about actually come from, the history of it, and learn the huge responsibility they have, especially based on our history and looking at the current situation that we currently have, where we have the USA coming back to boycott us as a nation. So right now, what's much more important so that the youth that we currently have right now become even much more rich and more empowered about the history that we have as a nation and learn how to defend the rights that we still have at this moment, which are currently just not even being protected properly, man.
I hear you, baby.
It's a lot. But on the fun side, for couples and people who literally want to learn more about the world and love exploring the world, they could also just head off to a safari trip at the Pilanesberg National Park. I've never been on a safari, so personally for me, this is like on my hit list.
Yeah.
Imagine I live in Africa and South Africa and I've never been on a safari. So this one is personally a hit list for me. And the perfect time to go to the Pilanesberg for a great and amazing safari and also catch the sunrise is around 6 a.m. in the morning. So the duration for the trip is 10 hours and it features two guided game drives in the Pilanesberg National Park, spotting South Africa's Big Five, and a lunch overlooking the waterhole. So you're going to have a nice scenery of the lounge there, and you're just like overlooking the waterhole. I can read hippopotamus belly means.
Yeah.
We share in the Dalamoko, but I don't want to lie. Safaris are like a nice, amazing thing that we as South Africans also need to go and explore, man.
Yeah.
Because we always see tourists always saying, I know I went to a safari guide or a game drive in South Africa, but how many South Africans actually go for game drives or go to the safari? This is something that we also need to start doing. We need to start going back and exploring our own backyard. We cannot be having people who do not even live in South Africa preaching to us about our own backyard. We now need to start taking pride in our own natural resources, our own natural fertile land, which is South Africa, and the amazing animals that we have.
Yeah, man. It looks like I'm seeing the pictures that are coming up here, and it looks like a very, very interesting and great place to spend a day with the kids, man. I'm assuming that it's kid friendly, you know, so you can go there with the whole family and experience a great time and have an amazing time with the family and the kids, seeing the different animals. The big five, I'm assuming, can also be viewed here. So yeah, man, it looks fun. So traveling and expenses and stuff, man, we'll have to save up on money and, you know, one day try to drive up there.
And just go probably one day as the Vooka breakfast show and do a safari drive and show people that, well, beautiful.
Camp also
amazing.
will be nice, man.
Yes, and there's also another place in Rustenburg. It's called the Outward Bound. It's very nice for camping. I once went there in 2013 for a camp in high school. So you have two options for camping. You either glam camp, which is literally inside rooms that have bunk beds and stuff, or you take the actual camping side and you have like a tent, no phone, no signal. You don't even know what time you're waking up. That's like the nice thing about it. You never know what time it is. And even time kind of slows down because you're not paying attention to your gadgets. You're out there enjoying nature.
Yeah.
I see you, man. I see you. Definitely on our bucket list.
Yeah, man. So, yeah. Do you still have more?
No, those are the ones for now.
All right, man, definitely. So if you guys, would love to find yourself in those attractions, man, do make sure that you reach out, get into your phone and research more about the place so that you can get information on when to visit on school holidays, when you have children or siblings, or a family camp, man, just to go and get a breather outside of home. We know, Gucci, this thing of, fighting for bread, man, it's something that we need to get an environment and vent outside of the house. Let us go and fight for the bread, in the safaris at least.
With the animals.
With the animals, man. Just to get a breather, man. Yeah. But anyway, man, before we conclude the show, that we have a culture of, playing games right here at home at Vooka Breakfast Show. And you might be asking yourself, what game do we have today? And it's always the game that also helps you into understanding words. Now we play with words. Today we had quibble,
As the word of the day.
As the word of the day.
Yes.
You understand? So words are part of our job. We need to use them, in a very good way. So we're going to play Spelling Bee with my two contestants right here, namely Afriberry and Musi Mist. They both have 2 words to spell each. It's not a buzzer game. We don't have a buzzer here. So I have to directly give them the names.
It's not a buzzer game.
It's not a buzzer game whereby I call out the name,
You hit
you
the
press
buzzer.
a buzzer. There's no buzzer here. There's no buzzer here. So as my contestants get ready to prepare themselves, I will start with Musi.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes. Hey.
So, the first word that I want Musi to spell. The reason I am behind and I'm the one who is doing, presenting and stuff is because I was doing Spelling Bee, guys, and 10 out of 10.
Wow.
10 out of 10.
I find it very hard to believe. I find it very hard to believe, but it's fine. That is spelling Retabon.
Understand? So, the first word that a lot of us are not familiar with, by the way, is Musi. Spell Phantasmagoric.
What?
Does that word exist?
Phantasmagoric. I can't read out the word that doesn't exist.
Please give me the definition.
Phantasmagoric. No, but a definition is a clue of giving you how does
but that's how spelling
bees work.
So,
I get it so that I understand how to use it in context.
Images that are seen in a dream.
Images that are seen in a dream. Phantasmagoric. Yo.
Phantasmagoric.
Fantasmagaric.
Okay. That's the spelling.
Is that the spelling? Fantasmagaric.
Your answer is incorrect.
Wait, G-O.
It's incorrect, Musi.
Steve.
Please give me the correct spelling.
So the spelling of a phantasmagoric is a P-H-A-N-T-A-S-M-A-G-O-R-I-C. Right?
P-H?
P-H-A. N-T-A-S-M-A-G-O-R-I-C. Yes.
So I missed 3 intonings. So I was not too far.
You're not too far.
Instead of G-O, I said G-A. And instead of P-H, I said F. Okay.
So phantasmagoric is a sequence of real or imaginary images like that seen in a dream.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, let's get the second one.
The next word and the second one for Musi is unpredictability.
And I mess up. Okay, let's try. Unpredictability.
Yes.
Unpredictability. I'm an auditory learner, guys, so I need to sound out things first. So, UNPREDICTIBITILY.
And your answer is correct. Unpredictability.
Yes, sir.
Inability to be predicted.
Yes, it has a Y at the end.
Inability to
yes.
be
L-Y,
predicted.
unpredictability.
Unpredictability.
T-Y, man. Not L-Y.
He got it wrong. He spelled it wrong.
Oh, the last one you said L-Y. Ah, man.
But
Zero.
I got it right, man. I got it right. Okay, yeah.
All right. Afriberry,
We can
your
confess
2
something
words.
first.
What was the confession?
Fortnite.
Fortnite? What's Fortnite now? The game. Oh. All right. Without wasting any time, Afriberry, spell disproportionately.
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 Guys, you know me, I deal with simple English. Kupa meaning.
So, disproportionately means too great or too small when compared to something else. Too great or too small when compared to something else.
Please say the word again.
Disproportionately.
DISPROTIN. Say it again.
I can't. Okay. I can't. You.
NALITY. Don't make me spell it again.
Your answer is incorrect.
Give it a try. Disproportionate.
No. Because if you're going to spell it wrong, when I give you a chance and you spell it wrong, you are disqualified. You don't play anymore. Right? Disproportionately is spelled as the following. It's DISPROPORTIONATELY. Disproportionately. All right. The last word for Afriberry is counterintuitive. Spell Counterintuitive.
Counterintuitive.
Yes. Different from what you would expect. Counterintuitive. Emiba. Emiba.
Ooh, shame. Nah, no simple. She married a chola garna, but like a spelling footy. Where's it counter? Okay, last time.
Counterintuitive.
COUNTORI. The way they're laughing. TI. Oh Lord, I give.
Your answer is incorrect.
I give not. No, in life you must know when things are not meant for you. And spelling bee is not meant for me.
Counterintuitive. Very interesting words, Mo, that you are giving us.
Hey, why spell?
I can't spell it. I not clarify the correct spelling. But
Counterintuitive is spelled as the following: COUNTERINTUITIVE.
Come on, man.
Counterintuitive.
You should have switched these words around. Had you given me Afriberry's words, I would have gotten them more. I'm fit.
I would like to say to South Africa, yes, I hate spelling bees.
Come on, we can't hate spelling bee, guys. We need to. This is a thing
I
that
never
kids should be
even
doing
did
at school,
spelling
guys.
Yes, definitely.
Because when you chat Lengwanako grade 7, instead of saying because, ongola BCOZ. We don't need to be doing those things because I'm about spell because you can't say BCOZ. Come on, guys. The spelling is a very, very important subject that people need to pay
and
attention to.
we laugh about it and it's a joke, right?
Yeah.
But it's actually jokes. If we're putting the jokes aside, it's a serious thing.
It's very important.
Serious thing. I have a couple of friends who are educators and sometimes, and in high school, this is high school. Hey, guys, in their essays and stuff like that. Like written language and spoken language is just poor and it's dismal, you know. So you're very correct, Mo, in saying that these are things that we should really take serious and start reading up again and informing ourselves about very, very simple spellings. Like because.
Because a survey came out and it was a report from the Department of Basic Education. Banaba grade 3, they are not reading to understand. They are just reading for the sake of reading.
Going through it.
Yeah, and it's a problem. And you are in grade 3. That's where a lot of things, should start to happen, like your literature. That's where you start developing understanding to read. So it is very important, guys, to, get to, familiarize your kids or your siblings with spelling bee, especially habaleko skolong. If abaye to skolong, make sure that every Friday, in fact, when they knock off, you just do a practice, spelling bee practice. You can even do it a TikTok challenge, post videos and have fun with it, because that's what we do right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Definitely.
Each and every weekday from 7 a.m. up until 10 a.m. That's how we are going to leave you guys. Thank you so much for those who have tuned in and stayed with us until the end of the show.
Definitely.
We promise that we are still going to bring you more. More is coming. It does not only end here. Hashtag to use is hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, and it's Vooka Breakfast Show on each and every social media platform.
Yes, sir.
From me,
yes,
Wikiti my man, aka Max. Max for maximum temperature, the son of Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Generator.
I love it, bro. Each and every day you keep adding new things. Such cool stuff. Like Mo just said, man, we're going to cut it here for today. But the conversation does not end here not by any means whatsoever. So please do keep engaging with us across all our social media platforms. You go by Vooka Breakfast Show. We'd love to hear your thoughts, your opinions, and everything else in between. From my side, celebrity. You know, an international musician all the way from Top Santon. This is right next to Zondi Hills, and just before you get to Provincial Kloof. My name is Musi, Mr. MOOCEE, Mr. We'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Cool stuff.
And from me, umntana muhle, umntana mnyama. All right, ankosi yami umuntu ongaka. From me, Afri Berry, also known as Miss Berry Blaze, the darker the berry, the sweeter than Tonton. Imnandi mamnyama mam hlopilek tekateken but marloko famanama wetayo koma kahle. We love you as we leave you. Don't forget to also spread the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Spread the love as we are spreading it also to you. It's so man.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Santon. This is right next to Zondi Hills, and just before you get to Provincial Kloof. I'm out here. My name is Musi West. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. I'm working with my man, TC Shabanana Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Manelin Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
We are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
Most we've got TC Mazibugo with the traffic update. Right now we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information. So looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work, from school,
yes,
right?
Yes,
gonna give you your daily update. So do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yes,